Welcome to SoundLink Plus. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some good tunes and commentary.
The following program is brought to you by the efforts of volunteers, curators, developers, and others in the SatellaView preservation community. Thank you for listening. この番組はボランティアたち、3人たち、デベロッパーたちと全部他のサテラビューの保つコミュニティの尽力でお送りします。ご拝聴でありがとうございます。Hello everyone, I'm your operator Riven and it's off to bed for the kids as we begin SatellaNite. Hosted by the DD Dev, who will be joined by several special guests such as the WiiLink 24 team, Virtue, and yours truly. Let's settle in, get cozy, and begin the night.
Hello everybody and welcome to SatellaNite, the first broadcast on SoundLink Plus. I hope you guys are having a great night tonight. For everyone that's tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. This is can't believe we actually got to this point. This is definitely a revolution at this point, since I never actually thought I'd get this far with this project. This all started just as like an accident, and now we got here. This is amazing. So let's actually start getting into this, and we'll start getting into the show. So as you heard in the intro, that we have some special guests. The first three are people from the SatellaView Plus project. Virtue's also from the RandNet Plus project, but we'll also be going into that when he comes on. We also have the WiiLink team, which will be joining us at around 9:30. So let's just first get into this. The first thing I want to bring up is, who I am. Hopefully most of you guys know me at this point, but for people that don't, hello, I am the DD Dev. I am the creator and owner of RandNet Plus, SatellaView Plus, and the SuperDisc Plus. These are all projects that I own. I've also just created them over time. I will be going more in depth with these projects, maybe more in the future, or maybe even in this episode. If you guys also want to check those out, I will post links to those eventually after the screening. And, So let's first go into SatellaView Plus. I think most of you guys that are actually on this, your guys know what this is. So SatellaView Plus is just a revival of SatellaView. Most of you guys should know all this right now. But SoundLink Plus, a lot of you probably don't know. SoundLink Plus is the revival to SoundLink, which was the radio part of SatellaView. This would allow users to listen to live audio and commentary during their broadcast, like you guys are right now. And it just gives a whole new level to gaming, just to hear other people talking while you're also playing a game, having it all live and all specifically on this, on this service. Also, something I should mention just quickly out there is also the SatellaNite ROM is in the download station, is in the broadcast station. If you guys haven't checked that out, please check that out. Please check that out. So we worked on that ROM a while ago. We had that actually planned for a while. We didn't use it until now, though. I've actually had this show for a while. I've had this show planned for, let's see, it is like August 9th. I've had this planned for like 4 weeks, like a month. So I've been wanting to work on this for a while. So I'm actually really happy that this is also finally working. For people right now that it isn't working, I'm not seeing any chat, so I don't know if it's working for anyone else. If it's not working, I deeply apologize. This thing is, very new. This is our first ever broadcast on SoundLink Plus. I know for some people it won't work, but this will all be recorded. I'm recording it right now, so this will all be uploaded either tonight or tomorrow morning. This will be it'll be uploaded on the SatellaView Plus YouTube channel. I'll be uploading that I'll put the link in the announcements for that. Some things before I get into anything else are some questions that I've heard some people go on about, about SoundLink Plus or SatellaView Plus. So I want to just answer them. So for anyone that is listening right now and has these questions, hope I can answer these. So also just for anyone that is listening, either this being recorded or this being So let's just get into some questions. One question that I've seen pop up a lot is, will this work for the Super Famicom or the actual hardware? As far as I am planning right now, no. I don't plan on having this work on actual hardware just because a lot of SatellaView content has not been saved. I don't want to have to, when you're downloading stuff from SatellaView Plus, it would be rewriting over that. So I don't want people to have to rewrite over some memory packs that might have really valuable data on them. So yeah. Another question that I've seen a lot of people also have is, what is SoundLink Plus? I went into that. I've seen also a couple questions. For example, just one of them being like, oh, does SoundLink Plus work with the emulator? Do you have to have it running with that? No. A lot of these questions, mostly are just for people that aren't probably listening to this right now. But yeah, also, I looked at the chat. I see that a lot of people are having a lot of problems. I want to respond to them, but I'm talking right now. I know that a lot of people are having problems, but for people that, I'm hoping that anyone that's listening, please just help them out. One thing I will say that I've seen a lot of people have have problems with is usually either they don't have their client updated, they either don't run the client more than once. Sometimes it just doesn't load up the first time. You guys understand that with some applications. This also goes to the SatellaView Plus client. A lot of these problems have, but yeah, for anyone that's listening and is seeing the chat right now, seeing that people are having problems, please just help them out. It's not that hard. It's just for people. Also, the people that are asking, where's the video? There's no video. It's SoundLink Plus is all audio, so it's like a radio. There's no video. While there is a placeholder video, if someone somehow gets this thing, gets the client maximized, there's no video. I don't even plan on using video. So yeah, a couple of things that I want to mention. Just once again, I do want to say thank you very much for the people that either are listening right now or for the people that are joining us as our special guests. I just want to say thank you to all of them for taking time out of their night to be joining us. I'm very thankful that a lot of people are helping us. I'm very thankful for this SatellaView Plus team. They've been helping us out a lot. I also want to just reiterate again, because I'm looking at the chat as I'm speaking, because I'm getting a little worried now. A lot of people are saying that they are having problems. Please, if anyone is listening, just I know people are listening. For people that are listening, please help these people out. Just open the client, and then you won't see a window, but it'll be running in the background, and you should be able to hear it. Okay, please just help them out. I understand that a lot of people are gonna have problems, but but for people that are listening, please just help them out. Also, I've been seeing a couple people have problems with the ROM. So I don't understand what that's about. Like I've said before, this is the first time I've done a planned SoundLink Plus broadcast. I've tested it multiple times. It seemed to work, but yeah. Um, yeah. I'm gonna check some things out with the server. But while I'm talking, again, thank you for joining us. For people that are listening recorded, please check out the projects. I've been working. Me and the SatellaView Plus team have been working very hard on this. We've spent months. Well, not months. We spent a month on a lot of this stuff, and yeah, we put a lot of hard work into a lot of this stuff. One thing I want to mention before we have our special guest on, which is going to be soon, I've had a lot of people ask, how did Super Disc Plus or Fidelity Plus start? One thing I want to, the way that started was, well, I'll go into how Fidelity Plus started. The reason that started was, it was a Sunday on I think it was like July 7th. It was like 11 a.m. And I was thinking about the Satellaview for some reason. Sometimes just think about random things. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I wonder if using Satellawave you could make a revival, because Satellawave gives you all the broadcast data you need to make to just act like it's actually still alive. So I was thinking maybe you could kind of manage that and have it broadcast to people. So that's what I did. In 3 hours I just made a really simple local server that transferred the files, the broadcast data, and it worked. So when I saw that happen, I got really excited, and I was like, oh my god, this can actually be a real thing. So I started working really hard on it, started getting a lot of things together, got a team together, and that's kind of how we got here today. I hope that answers questions that I've had a lot of people have, and yeah, I hope that I know it might sound a little bit unbelievable because yeah, it was kind of crazy how that did start. But yeah, that's how Satellaview Plus started. Um, uh, a couple of things I just wanted to address. I feel like a streamer. I'm looking at the chat, which I don't really want to do because I want this to be like a radio thing. But yeah, but I'm looking at the chat. I've seen a couple people say, Leo, did DD Dev turn up your mic? I can't. This mic is not good. I'm going as close as I can to it, but there's really nothing I can do about it. There's a little volume button on here. I have this turned up to the max. There's really nothing I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can do about this. I'm getting a new mic soon, but for now, I just have to have some people deal with this because I can't do anything about this. Yeah. Yeah. Well, without further ado, I would just first like to introduce our first guest of the night, which is Virtue. So let's give it a big hand for Virtue. All right, Virtue, you are on now. You can start talking, man. How's it going, Virtue?
It's going pretty good. How about everybody tonight? I forgot I can't hear them.
Well, first I want to go into while I have you here is let's first go into how we met. Do you remember that? I know it's been like 4 years, but you still remember that?
All right, I can kind of somewhat go back. This is going to be a really long story, so everyone needs to bear with me. Many, and I mean many moons ago, I remember I was in contact with a guy on Reddit. I think his name was Mr. Sheeple. I could be wrong about that. It's been like 6 years now. And I remember he made this proposal video for a potential revival of the RANDNet series service for the 64 disk drive. And I remember I got into contact with him and I asked if he was still working on the project, and he was like, no. So I instead was just like, I'm going to take up the role and I'm going to do it myself. And I remember a very long time I made a video talking about my ambition. That video is gone. It's don't look for it, please. It's terrible. You won't have any luck. And I had a server called ReRANDNet for quite a while, and I didn't do anything at all, so it was kind of no surprise that it didn't really take off. But I remember one day, you just kind of showed up in the server and just immediately started like asking a bunch of questions and giving suggestions and talking about like the history of the thing, and I had kind of already known this guy knows what he's talking about. He's familiar with the source material. He's very clearly ambitious and wants to do this project. So I remember I had put you on the dev team, and then I just kind of just sat around on my ass all day and didn't do anything while everyone else was doing stuff. So eventually I was like, you know what, since I'm not doing much of anything at all, I'm going to hand over the ranks to Mango. Well, at the time, Mango. And that eventually turned into RenNet Plus. And for basically that entire time, me and Mango were friends. We had talked occasionally. We weren't like the most closest group of people in the world, but over time, I talked to him a lot. He talked to me a lot. We always discuss random 64DD things, and I'd be over here just talking about how much I loved Ocean 2, and I do. So, if anyone thinks it's an act, it's not. But I knew Mango for a long time, and it's really something to see how much he's grown and to see the kind of projects that he's taken on now, because like you said, this whole SatellaView thing was just kind of him being bored and wanted to do it. So if this is his I'm bored project, you guys are in for some real serious shit later. Let me just tell you that right now. So I will say this: there is another project in the works. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to let everyone theorize what that will be. Um, there will be stuff soon and in the future. Any other questions?
Okay. No, I wanted to wait for you to stop talking, because the only thing is, though, with that story, you missed, like, the actual way we met.
Wow, how the hell did I forget this? You
No,
gotta give
it's
me a
only
recap.
because the way we met was, I remember I was searching up a RandNet on Reddit, and I remember that what happened was I saw a subreddit called RandNet, and I was like, oh my god, someone actually, like, also has the same thing as me. And I was like really happy, and I saw that it was this guy named Beta Talk 64, and I always thought, I was like, that's
Guess
a
who that
weird name.
is? Guess who that is?
Oh my god! And I was like, I wonder, like, what? Well, first of all, I was like, who actually names himself that?
Oh,
But,
piss off!
no, but no, but what really was the thing was that then I saw that post and I was like, oh, I'm gonna reach out to this guy. So I DM'd you, or I think I commented first about some. I don't even think I can find the original post. I commented to you about something. We started going back and forth. Then I started DMing you about a revival project, and you went, oh, I have this server called ReRandNet, or no, you had the server called RandNet Revival. And I was like, oh.
It was RandNet Revival. That's what it was. I could not remember the name for the life of me, because I remember I had talked to Mr. Sheeple, and he was like, "No, you're not allowed to use my name." And I was like, "Fine, I'll make it something else now."
No, I remember that because I was on the server. I remember when you started like giving me like developer roles and stuff. I was like, he was there. I don't know. I remembered him as a sheep shaver. I don't know if that was true. But I remembered him as a sheep shaver. So, that was, I don't know why I remember him like that. But I remember I was talking to him, I was like, hey, can we use the ReRandNet name and logo? And he was like, sure. And then I was like, oh, hey, can we use the, I was like, hey, can we just use the trailer video too? Which he took down. I tried to see if I could find it. He took it down. He still has, though as far as I know, he still has the video. I asked him, I said, hey, can we still, can we use that? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. I was so confused because I didn't get why he was doing it. And I didn't get it. I I still don't get that today. It was the most basic.
I mean, I guess it was his, so he is entitled to own it. But like, bro is entitled to nothing. Like it doesn't do anything.
It was the most basic trailer I've ever seen, though. With all due respect to him, it was the most basic trailer I've ever seen. So
it didn't show off a damn thing. There was nothing happening.
He didn't. I remember it was like a couple text. Then it was the RandNet jingle with the logo that he made, and that was it. And then I remember when he gave us the logo, it was a really low resolution one, and it was so bad.
I had to. It was I couldn't remember if it was me or you, but I think one of us tried to like upscale the image, and it was it just looked so bad. It looks terrible.
It was so bad. And then
it's still the old server icon though. That's the craziest part.
It is. And then obscure Karuga, he tried to do it, and it still didn't work.
It was just ridiculous because at that point it just wasn't even worth it because like who cares? Just make a new logo.
I know. That's what I was. Well, also none of us had any. We had absolutely no graphic designing skills at all, so I don't even think we'd be able to do it anyway.
I mean, hey, to give Mr. Sheeple some credit, he did. Graphic design is his passion, very clearly.
But also, I mean, like, have you seen the RandNet Plus logo? Have you seen that logo? It just has a plus. I mean, text.
It's at least creative. I can give you that.
I had Mayro. He actually made a RandNet Plus logo, but I didn't pick it because I was looking at it and I was like, it's pixelated. And I was like, it shouldn't be pixelated. But anyway, props to that guy though. He made the SatellaView Plus logo. He's a great artist. He's great.
Is that the one on the website?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing is awesome. Good job to him. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, he's been doing... And also, he runs Super Mario Bros. CD. He runs the Famicom CD project, too.
Really?
Yeah, he does that, too. And I'm like, oh my god, how are you doing all these projects? Well, I can't even... I can't even say I'm doing, like, 3 projects. I can't even say that. But,
Bro's just cooking all the time. Jesus.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's just really good. I lost what I was talking about. I have no idea where I went. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So then we started working on ReRAN. We were.
I remember a certain person was very very helpful in the search of getting work done, and there was another guy. I don't really know if I can say their names anymore, but they were pretty helpful for a while.
I know who you're talking about. I think we can, but yeah.
Okay. There was an epic individual, and I remember he. Huh?
No, I get the reference you're making. Keep going.
He helped out a little bit. I remember he actually did the translation for the logo, not the logo, of the title screen to tell you to put in the modem pack, which.
Oh, that's cool.
If I remember correctly, that was all he ever did. I think that was it.
We only had 2 developers, and each of them both didn't actually contribute really. They did,
and I kept asking them to do stuff, and they wouldn't do it. And I was like, okay,
they were
fine.
doing some cool stuff. Like no doubt, they did some ROM editing, but it wasn't anything to get it online. It was just like, oh, look at this! I changed the RandNet disk homepage. It's like, okay, cool. Can you make it online though? He wasn't doing anything.
No, we can't do that, blood.
No, we can't do that. No, that's not. I didn't sign up for that, man. It's not my job. What are you talking about?
Look, if I was gonna do my own revival project, then I would at least want to try and get it online before I started really translating or doing any kind of work like that. Because if I remember correctly, a lot of the dev chats or just the work channels was just us posting a bunch of random RandNet magazines and trying to translate them. I think that's all that we did the entire time.
There were only 4 magazines, man. There were only 4.
And we translated a lot of text. We translated a lot, a ton of it. And it was just so bad. I just used Google Translate, and I'm like, yep, that looks about right. I think that's good enough.
I also don't think people realize how elusive, or I don't even know if that's the right word, how, not popular RANnet is and was. It had like 15,000 users max, and that's like an estimate. They don't even know. And also, there's barely anything about it. It took us like, dude, you know what? We recently got footage, very like 20-second footage of the RANnet disc online via VHS. Someone recorded. We recently got it like a week ago. It took us 4 years to get that. Like, I've been with this people for 4 years, and we didn't get it until now. That's how, like, rare this thing is. I would go on Nico Nico, like, every month and search up every, like, Japanese word related to 64DD or RANnet. Nothing. Like, oh my god. We never found anything, and then finally someone found, like, a 20-second clip that was posted recently. So props to them. But yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. Like the 64DD just in and of itself it's got to be one of my most favorite systems of all time solely because of its like what's the opposite of like cultural impact? Like it didn't do a damn thing for the game industry at all.
No,
as a matter of fact, right. It's like it just didn't do anything. But the problem was this thing was announced, if I can remember correctly, before the 64 was even like released. So they had already made plans to do this new add-on for the system, but it was basically dead on arrival because by the time it came out, it kind of felt like Nintendo was just like, fine, here you go, shut up. It almost felt like it was supposed to be canceled, but like there was someone asking for it, so like, fine, here you go, you can have it.
There's that one
but it came out just the one Japanese guy convinced 14,999 people to give a shit about it. So props to him.
Picket signs at the Nintendo headquarters, just yelling, "Sell it!
I want the
sell
DD.
Sell it!"
I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. I would have probably done the same thing.
I mean, with all honesty, I think it's I think it's a really cool add-on. I like it. I like it a lot.
It is. It had a lot of very good ideas that were eventually expanded upon.
Yeah, no, so much potential. They were gonna do NES Virtual Console on it, and they just never did.
I never knew that. I learned something new today, guys.
On the RANnet disc, they were gonna do NES Virtual Console, which would be the first time Virtual Console would ever been done by a Nintendo console. But then they were like, I mean, they were gonna do audio streaming. They were gonna do NES playback, or not playback. Oh my god, they're gonna do NES Virtual Console. And then when the thing came out, there was none of that. Audio and video doesn't work on it. It doesn't support any JavaScript or it only supports like very minimal CSS. It's like crazy. So, it's very hard to work with RANnet Plus, which is why it takes a while. But
it's a good system though. It's a good system.
Yeah.
It's surprising that it has an actually kind of solid selection of games for it with how little the thing lasted. Like, I mean, the system lasted like what 2 years at max, and 2 of the games were exclusive to a mail subscription service. Like, dude, come on, this thing is gonna fail. Like, just kill it already. I don't know why they did that. Like, I mean, frankly, it is cool. It is a cool piece of history, and I'd like to have one. But I said I was gonna get one 7 years ago. So it's taken me a very long time, and am I gonna get one eventually in the future? But
I hope to get one.
One of the main,
I hope to get one too, but
I hope that like I just hope that one day like the market's gonna crash and 64DDs are as common as like copies of GTA 5 on the road and stuff. So
I mean, I'm hoping that happens eventually.
I'm all for it, God. Like someone, I need to spend less than $1,000.
There's no way it's not. There's no way it's not gonna.
I feel like the RANnet Plus as a project is going to bring more people to the scene, but like, not a lot in the case of like, the Nintendo Switch would or something like that. So
yeah.
it'll be popular enough. So I feel like we will get more people wanting to use it.
Hopefully.
But I guess supposedly until the service is revived, the main draw of the system is its games. And like I said earlier, that was a very, very solid aspect of it. Obviously, the Satellaview has more superior games and just straight up better exclusives, but not gonna lie, like I do fancy myself a little bit of Mario Artist here and there. It is pretty funny to, I don't know, it's kind of funny to draw boobs, so I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, man. All right. I just want to say something really quickly that I've seen a lot of people. It's just off topic, really quickly. So many people are having problems with the stream right now. For anyone
course
that's
they are.
listening, I know. Also for people that are listening, just note this is our first ever stream, so I'm very sorry that a lot of people are having problems with this. I deeply apologize. I really do. This is our first time. You gotta understand. For people that are listening, I quickly switched over to YouTube to stream this because people are having so many issues. I'm going to post the unlisted stream in the announcements because people are having so much trouble and I feel too bad now at this point. So I'm going to post this. People can listen here. I'm going to quickly type this in into the announcements. But Virtue, keep going because I want to hear everything you have to say about the 64DD and how bad it is.
Okay, I would not want to jump the gun here and say that it is a bad system because it really isn't.
Of course.
It's a good piece of hardware. It had a lot of potential. It's just it wasn't seen. But to give it credit, it was very ambitious, and Nintendo really wanted to make something special with it. And I'll give them that. They did make something special. The only problem is it's just not useful. Like if I had a DD right now, like I think it would just kind of be a little bit of a shelf ornament until RedNet Plus comes out. So, I mean, there are games on there that I do like. For example, my favorite game on the system is the first Doshin game. I've played that game a ton. I love it very much. It's a super fun game. It is a little basic, and it's definitely not in my top 50 games or anything like that, but it's a very, 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 very good game that I would highly recommend everyone go and play. Another one, F-Zero X Expansion Kit, SimCity 64. There's a lot of good games on the system. The only, I guess, kind of bad game on the system is not counting the low-hanging fruit of the RANDNet disk and communication kit because, gee, guess why? I'd probably have to say it's Doshin 2, and I love Doshin 2. I really do. It is. I don't even know how to describe it. Like y'all just got to search it up for yourselves. It's a very, very interesting game. It's probably the worst because gameplay wise, there's just not a whole lot going on there, and a lot of the more than giant scenes that you can see are not only uploaded to YouTube, but were also actually put on VHS. And
Yeah,
you
you
can
were.
search
You
up
were. I
Carl
think.
Sammons.
Yeah, I think you were able to get that actually on the RANDNet disc via the online shop. I think that was how you got it.
That I did not know that, but that begs the question: how in the world did Carl Sammons get his hands on that? I've only ever seen one picture of it in my life, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
him
no, it's like
holding it.
it's like very elusive. I mean, dude, what do you not know about the RANDNet disc at this point? Like you're supposed to know this stuff.
I don't know. Like I've got I feel like I know everything about it, but I feel like every other day there's just something about it that's just like, oh hey, this is something that they did, and I'm like, how did I not know about this? This is super obvious. Um, and I know, Mango, you and I are like somebody. We were all getting together and we were talking about like, hey, do you know where we could find like these really funny Doshin construction hats? And people are like, nah, those things just straight up aren't real.
No, you're
Like
right though.
But the whole RANDNet concept in and of itself is good, and I'm glad that Nintendo did decide to keep doing online services. And sure, paid online service, Nintendo Switch Online is kind of, for lack of a better word, stinky, but it's it could be worse. It could have been RANDNet.
Yeah.
So
I just want to add one thing also again like unrelated. I feel like what's happening right now is just for people that are listening to this recorded, this is not the final product of SoundLink Plus. You guys need to understand that this is just like this is our first ever broadcast. So stuff is going to happen. But I feel like right now we're sitting on like a throne just talking normally on like a hill while everyone else is like burning and just like struggling, trying to figure out how to connect, and I feel so bad. I mean, you guys need to understand. I'm really trying. Like, I'm really trying to do my thing right now. I'm trying to get this thing broadcasting, but for people that are having issues, check out announcements. I switched it over to YouTube. I'm streaming it there because so many people are having too many problems. But yeah,
All
This
right,
is not
well,
ideal.
Mango, I'd like to ask you a question.
Oh no, what's up?
All right. What is your favorite Satellaview game?
So television. Oh wait, hold on. Wait. I have a list. I wrote a
He's checking
list.
it twice.
I did check it twice, and I made sure to find out if it was naughty or nice because I wanted to make sure that I had all the nice games.
Yeah,
Um,
Mango Claus is coming to town, y'all.
I let's see this. So uh I have like 10 games on here. I'm trying to think about the good ones. BS Super Famicom Wars is a good one. BS Tamori no Picross. I love that game. I don't know how to play it. I just love how it looks. Um, this one's really long, but it's a Goemon spin-off. It's a really long name. Let me see if I can say it. Sora Yuke, Ebi Sumaru, Karakuri, Meiro, Kieta Goemon no Nazo. That's it. But it's really long. But I actually like that game. It's pretty fun. Um, but yeah. Um,
Any more?
what?
Are there any more that you would like to talk about?
Um, let's see. Uh, Shanghai the Great Wall. That was a pretty fun one. Do you know that one?
That sounds really funny.
It's a mahjong game. It's not even like a cool game or anything. I just like it. I like those kind of games. It's a solitaire mahjong, I think, or something. I don't know. I forgot, but it's a fun game.
Mahjong, like, oh my gosh, like Marita Shogi 64, like, whoa, dude, that's
I'm
crazy.
kicking you out. You're done. You're no. We're ending
Oh my god,
here.
no.
um.
Personally, I'd say like my favorite Satellaview game is without a doubt, far and away, Ancient Stone Tablets. Like I've played that game so many times, and I played through the translation and everything on an emulator, and I just love that game. I'm a huge sucker for Zelda games, so knowing that the Satellaview had its own exclusive one, and it was already a remix of one of my favorite Zelda games, I love A Link to the Past. It was a recipe for awesomeness that was super cringe. I'm really sorry, but it was a very good game, and I would highly recommend that you all give it a play sometime. And also the BS Mario collection.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's a big one.
Forgot about that. That's a good one.
How could you forget about Mario?
Okay. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, BS Super Mario USA. That's a good one. Um, what else do I have on my list? I have BS Mario Paint. Designemon BSX. That's a great game. Great game. BS Famicom Club or BS Tante Club. And what's the other one? Crap. Oh no, I forgot the other one. I had Satella Walker. That's a great one. That is the
I don't know
entire.
about the Telewalker.
Do you know that game at all?
No, I've never heard of that. What's that one all about?
Oh my god. That game is the entire gives the entire it's a like a episode apart. It gives the entire story of why BSX lost their name.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe if you like actually like looked more into the project and like actually like used it, maybe you would know. No, I'm kidding. Um
Jeez, shot fired.
but yeah, but so that's it for me. Is there I just want to say that we are out of time. Is there anything else you want to say before you leave?
Um, Project White Sands is 100% Half-Life 3. Y'all can quote me on that.
All right. Well, it was great seeing you. It was great seeing you today, and
It was great being on the stream, everyone.
yeah, the broken stream. Yep.
I hope everybody likes me and doesn't hate me.
Debatable. Well, it's
Real.
yeah. Well, it's great for you to be on. You're the first guest on the show, first guest on SoundLink Plus. So yeah, and yeah, have a great night, man.
Y'all have a good night. I'll see you guys later.
All right, we are now gonna go into a little break. We're just gonna do a little break. I will be responding to any questions now at this point. I'll be in the chats because I see a lot of people having problems. But yeah, so while we go into our break, we will be coming back at around like in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the music I have for you, and yeah, stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Take a stretch and we'll be back soon. We're back with SoundLink Plus. Get out your popcorn and listen in.
And we are back with SatellaNite. Again, just want to say that before I start again, I just have to keep apologizing. I gotta just say I'm sorry for what's been going on with SoundLink Plus. I understand there's been a lot of problems going on, but just know this is our first broadcast. So for people that are still having problems, just join the YouTube live stream, and trust me, the next time we do this will mostly all be solved. But without further ado, let's get into our second guest of the two guests of the night, Toast and Riven. All right. All right. All right. So why don't you guys first just introduce yourselves and just talk about yourselves for a second? Just what jobs you do here.
Okay, Toast, you go ahead.
Um, all right. So basically, I do voiceover for some of the in between segments, like the idents, some of the bumpers. Like you are now listening to the SoundLink.
It's okay.
Such. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're doing great.
And so yeah, I do a bit of the voice acting. Like you'll hear my voice sometimes in between during the segments on like when we do radio or we have shows like this.
Mm. It's a little it's a very rewarding job, I would say.
Oh yeah. It's honestly kind of surreal. Like I remember the first time like I heard my voice on there, I was like, holy crap, that's actually me.
It's always a surreal experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'll go then. Hi everybody. My name is Riven. You probably know me as Howling Fox Roko. Um, I am I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a programmer, a scheduler, moderator, magazine creator. I kind of do a lot here. Um, oh, that was also my voice that you heard at the beginning of the broadcast. So I'm also your operator for the evening. And I've been scrambling around trying to help everybody out who's been having these issues with the SatellaNite broadcast in the chat. So sorry about that. Anybody who hasn't yet, go ahead and grab the zip file that I dropped into the general chat in the Discord server. That should go ahead and give you the satellite data that you need to update. We are experiencing an issue with SNAS9X, so just for now and for this broadcast only, let's go ahead and let's use BSNAS Plus, just because it does seem to work a little bit better that way. That seems to be the only one that's working. I've actually got it up on my screen right now, and I've got it taking. It seems to work for me. So, and everyone else that I've tried to help out tonight has said that that's worked for them. So just little technical note. I promise we'll definitely do better in the future to try to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to tune into these live as much as we possibly can. So, but yeah, I'm also a voice actor here. So when we start doing the dubs of original broadcasts and things like that, you may hear me doing a little bit of voice acting here and there.
Yeah, he's a yeah, as he said, he's been I think as I mentioned before in when I was interviewing Virtue, Riven has been collecting a lot of roles. I think he's missing like two, but he has a lot. I think
Yeah,
he's doing a lot of work for the service.
yeah, I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can because I really do think that this is something that is very special. What you're doing here, Dee Dee, and I really think that if we continue down this path, we could have something really great on our hands. So hopefully, moving forward into the future, some of the things that I've talked to you in DMs about, will be a little bit closer to possibility and reality as far as that's concerned. I mean, I joined this silly little project just planning to do magazines, and well, now I kind of do a lot more than just magazines.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
I remember you first came here and you were like, "Oh yeah, no, I can do some work with magazines," and you made like some covers and stuff. I thought it was really cool. And now you have like the developer role, the tester role, the moderator role, the magazine maker role. I think you're missing the artist and music guy role, but everything else you have.
that's very true. That's very true. And what's funny is that I kind of sort of do both of those things anyway. Um, I mean the music guy. I mean that's really reserved more so um for people who are collecting like music for us to play during the SoundLink Plus broadcasts. So I don't think that that'll be me realistically, just because we had that one incident where I sent you the track, and that was kind of off kilter for what was playing at the time. But hey,
Yeah.
um, it stuff happens. Um, and yeah, it's a wonderful experience to be here and be part of this community. And I really do want to thank you for the opportunity and everything. Also, if everyone has been enjoying the broadcast that has been going on otherwise, all the games and stuff this week, this is actually my schedule that I built in like, I don't know, 5 days or so, because I was just kind of like shoved into the the scheduler role, and I was just like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, it's because we have about like 3 to 4 schedulers, but mostly everyone except Advil or ProMaster could not do their schedules. They either never
Yeah.
finished them or they just never did them. And it wasn't because like they were lazy
Mhm.
or anything. I mean, listen, they had things also going on that was personal that I
Yeah.
completely understood that they just like couldn't work on the schedules. So having Riven actually help with all the schedules, he made the entire week of 8/4 to 8/10. All those days that you've been playing on, including today and all the days before and tomorrow, he's worked on. And he's also been editing. He's also been editing and a little bit working on also 8 from 8/11 to 8/17. Um,
Yeah.
he's basically
Dang.
our main scheduler right now. We don't really have anyone else. But great
Yeah.
job,
It
man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's definitely a pleasure to be able to do these types of things and everything like that. I'm finally over my cold that I had going on while I was scheduling and everything like that. That was uh that was rough. But, you know, it's just to be able to give back into the retro community the way that I have been able to is a privilege, really. I mean, I grew up with the Super NES here in the States, and I mean, I actually have like a physical model of the Super Famicom Mini. So, I'm also going to be looking into possibly doing some hardware stuff for Satellaview Plus that involves that. So that may be something. I mean, that's going to be a project that's going to take some time and some significant consultation in order to be able to bring it into a reality. So
Yeah.
it's still a ways off on that front, but it is something that I do believe is possible. So,
Yeah,
um,
like I mentioned in the beginning when I was talking about all this. Like I said, for me, I have no plans on bringing this to actual console, but like Riven, if anyone else wants to actually work on that, or if anyone has the skills that wants to work on that, just DM me. But as you heard with Riven, all that.
absolutely, absolutely. So a couple of things here. I'm noticing some discourse going on in the Discord, and I just want to just take a small aside here. Guys, come on. If you're having issues with the messaging that has been going on, the pinging that's been going on, suppress the pings, please. We're trying to keep this environment as positive as possible, and I don't want to be taking time out of this broadcast in order to be able to address these things on a platform where everybody can hear it. But I'm going to take some time out of this broadcast to put it on a platform where everybody can hear it. So, if you're having issues, with the notifications that are being put out, then please mute them. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, this is. I just started looking.
And
Yeah, I'm looking at all this and I'm like, oh my god.
yeah, it's But anyway, back onto happier topics. So, uh,
Yeah.
so DD, I heard you and Virtue talking a little bit about some, 64 DD stuff,
Yeah,
of course, and you guys had kind of like touched on the favorite um Satellaview games to play. Um, so can you let's kind of expand on a couple of things like that.
yeah, of course.
Toast, Toast. What would you say are some of your favorite Satellaview games?
Some of my favorites. Unfortunately, I haven't got a chance to play a whole lot of them, but hmm, let's see. The other day there was like I believe there was like a random game like where you played like as a ninja.
Oh, Super Ninja Kun. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty interesting. And of course, we have the Mario broadcasts that were done that also had
Yeah.
SoundLink incorporated, which hopefully we'll be able to recreate some of those with this
Mhm.
service.
Yeah, that's actually something I believe that we're going to be putting in the works as far as like Super Mario USA at the very least. Um, for anybody who's unfamiliar, what we know in the US as Super Mario Brothers 2 is actually not a was actually never released as Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan. Um, it was released as Doki Doki Panic, and it's an entirely different game. It does not actually feature any of Nintendo mascots, to my knowledge. Now I could be incorrect on that, and I do apologize if I am. Um, but Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan was actually the was actually Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels over here in the States, which we didn't actually get until the Super NES. So that was an interesting little find. And so when I was looking through Cocoon Coon's archives, and if you're not familiar with Cocoon Coon, I would encourage you to definitely take a look at his YouTube channel. He has logs upon logs of a bunch of SoundLink stuff, and basically that's kind of what's going to happen. Like that's the archives of Cocoon Coon are what we strive for Satellaview Plus to be realistically, to recreate as authentic of an experience as possible. And I'm not going to lie about it. It is very difficult. It is very hard. So every time that you guys tune in and you download those games and you tune into the SoundLink broadcasts and everything like that, absolutely, it's just wonderful to see that Satellaview Plus is gaining as much traction as it has so far, and I hope that we continue to grow that.
Oh yeah.
I completely agree with that. I mean, that's the entire goal of this project.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and I think you have started something that has really taken off in a big way, especially getting featured in Time Extension magazine. When I woke up and I saw somebody had posted in general that they had reposted my tweet. I was like, "What? No, there's no way." It's just a silly little tweet. And actually, today, almost right before we began broadcasting, there was a dev that reached out to me on Twitter and gave me exclusive Satellaview versions of the games that he had made. So we'll be looking forward to that here pretty soon, coming to a robot tower near you.
Ooh.
Can't wait for those games. I know you talked about them a little bit, but like even me, for someone that actually owns the project, I have no idea what these games are. I know the names, but I actually don't know what the game is or anything. I haven't looked at them.
That's entirely fair. That's entirely fair. I would encourage you, and I'll definitely send you the link to try them out because it's so much fun. Um, So I actually had found these games prior because I have to follow, or I used to follow a lot of devs that were on itch.io, and they have a bunch of different kind of like developer challenges that they do. Um, and there's one developer who really kind of stood out to me, and I downloaded their game, and it was it was so much fun. And so I reached out to them on itch.io because I didn't see where they had any other social media or anything like that. I just reached out through a comment, and I was just like, hey, I'm with Satellaview Plus, you mind if we rebroadcast your game, that type of thing, because the last thing that we want to do is, if somebody is selling their game, we don't want to take any kind of money out of their pockets by broadcasting it on Satellaview Plus, largely due to the fact that somebody could still save it to a memory pack and then just kind of play it ad nauseum. And I mean, there are ways around that. Um, I don't know that I'm ready to implement something like that as far as that's concerned. So, so yes. Also, living for you guys, trying to help out the user in general. Love to see that. Keep that up. Um, so I guess, Dee Dee, one of the big things that gets asked is, what is Satellaview? And I know a little bit of the history. You know a little bit of the history. Why don't we kind of, well, and Toast, I know that you know a little bit about what the original Satellaview was. Um,
Mhm.
so why don't we talk about that for a couple minutes here, so that first time listeners, first time people are tuning in, they can actually get an idea of what exactly that Satellaview is and what we're trying to recreate with the project.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. Um, all right. Well, if I was telling someone that knew nothing about this and they just wanted to know like what Satellaview Plus is, I'd go into first about what Satellaview is, and what that was is it was a add-on for the Super Famicom that would connect to a satellite that
Mm,
was that would it would allow you to download special games and special magazines, and you'd also be able to listen to special radio broadcasts like a commentary and music
hmm
that be playing over your games. Um, it was very like it was very like community thing, you know.
mm,
Um, but it was also, I think it was also a pretty good place for like developers of that were like small indie developers that were around during like the Teleview era and working for the Super Famicom. For them to
hmm
put their games on there, you know, instead of having for them to be released on a cartridge, they could be released on the Teleview and see how well they do. And if they do well, you know, they can go on cartridge. A couple games did that actually, like Sute Hanukan
yeah.
and Radical Dreamers. I think both those got on cartridge. Um,
Um, so it's funny you mentioned Radical Dreamers. I was actually looking into this just the other day, and Radical Dreamers originally is written by the same person who wrote Chrono Trigger, and it kind of takes place in the Chrono Trigger universe. But they felt like that Radical Dreamers in and of itself was a little too dark, like it took a more darker tone than what they were actually intending for the Chrono Trigger timeline. Now that being said, Radical Dreamers did see a release post mortem, um, like beyond its original Satellaview debut and the cartridge era and everything like that. It did see a release. I don't recall immediately off the top of my head exactly where that was, but I do know that it did see release, and it had to go through like several different iterations, and it's kind of like a watered down version of what we effectively got on the original Satellaview. Um, so yeah, that's
that I never
but
knew that. That's actually really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So that was a good one. But yeah. So games like that were broadcasted, and While I do hear a couple people saying how like the original service was like pretty expensive, I don't know. I don't know how much this thing costed originally, um,
Mm.
but so I've heard like a couple people say that it wasn't like super that it wasn't like super popular, but it did well. I mean, better than the 64 DD. Um, it did pretty well, and
Unfortunately,
also it kept the Super Famicom alive for like an extra like 5 years. Definitely,
it
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
less all the way to 2000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, it kept it alive for a while. I mean, though, and also, and yeah, I also think that's kind of
It-
cool, like having like the online on the Super Famicom. But
yeah.
yes, but that's what SatellaView was. But SatellaView Plus brings all of that back with the game downloading, magazine downloading, along with custom games and custom magazines at some point,
Hmm.
and also brings back SoundLink functionality, which was the radio part of
Hmm.
SatellaView, which also has its own custom content, which is supposed to be what this is right now, but people are having
Yeah.
problems. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what SatellaView is. SatellaView Plus is, and that's what SatellaView was.
Yeah. Absolutely. And with the SoundLink games are what draws a lot of people in because you would actually have timed events because the Satellaview had a real-time clock where it was pinging the satellite for the data. It would also use that to update the internal clock of the Satellaview. And so that would mean that it was just constantly receiving data, so it always had time. And that internal time would line up with certain software that was written for Satellaview. A lot of people are very familiar with like the BS Legend of Zelda, um, where you would have certain events occur at specific times within the software. Once the timer reached a certain time, then you would automatically be kind of just thrown into whatever event was going on, and it was lining up with the audio broadcast that was going on. So that was one thing that was really kind of niche, I would say, when it came to like what the Satellaview could actually do. But it was also one of the charms and one of the things that really drew people in to the service. Now, you were saying about the original service and like the cost. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a daily cost of like 2,500 yen, which was I mean, it's in today's money that equals out to roughly about $27 a day, I think. Um, because I know that the dollar and the yen, like 100 yen is almost equal to $1. But but anyway, no, it's very interesting. So but it was a daily service, and you don't pay your bill, and well, you don't get the broadcast for that day. So
Right.
it's but it's still very interesting. It was a very expensive service, and it's just unfortunate that we didn't see more software that was distributed. And the software that was distributed, especially the event software, there were a lot of interesting things that were going on within the town whose name was stolen, and because of that, there were what's known as PSRAM data. For the uninitiated, the Super Nintendo has a lot of like different RAM chips that it uses, and not to get too technical, um, but the main one is like the main brain, and then the PSRAM was exclusive to the Satellaview. And pretty much what it would do is it would use it as kind of like a scratch pad. And the second that the data was no longer needed, it was wiped. So there's no way that we've been able to date to pull that data back. The only way that we've been able to do anything with it is by recreating it. And that's how we have things like the restructured Zelda Ancient Stone tablets, restructured BS Zelda 1 and 2 and Third Quest. Those types of things are through the efforts of curators who have painstakingly either restructured or rewritten the original code that was there to deliver an end user experience.
Yeah. That was a great explanation. I would not have been able to do all that with the PS RAM and stuff. I knew the basics of it, but like that's a good one. I mean, I would not have gotten that. Also, unrelated, but just want to quickly add. It seems like people are actually figuring out how this thing works now. It seems like actually people are starting to use the client and actually getting it to work.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, but it seems like everyone's getting it to work so far, so that's making me feel better about this.
Thank
That's good.
goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I worked I worked very hard on this, so I'm glad to see it actually working out. Um, yeah. So yeah, I just want to quickly add that it seems like people are finally getting this thing to work. So, just wanted to add that for people that are listening to this recorded and are thinking, man, this is such a mess. It's good. We're all good now. Okay, we're all good.
And it's really just I mean for a first launch, I've seen worse first launches. The Windows 98, you know, big launch where it blue screened in the middle kind of comes to mind. I mean, at least we don't have that going on. Um
At least people can
it's
actually connect.
yeah, I mean people are actually able to connect, they're able to hear us, they're able to hear us live. We had that little bork with the data, but I think that finally we've gotten that sorted.
Yep.
Um as far as that's concerned. Um well, we've got about 14 minutes left in this section.
Yeah. Well,
Um
yeah, because we get like a. Yeah, you guys have about, like, yeah, 15, 14 minutes left.
yeah, so um why don't we go ahead and throw it over to the Discord chat for some Q&A.
Okay, sure. I was not planning on that, but we could totally do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to start a thread in the Discord server. Everyone, if you could just reply to the thread, please. Please keep it in the thread for Q&A. Okay. Just reply to this message. Thank you. Okay. We'll start with Marshall. They want to know, how did we get the idea to do this? I think that's more of a question for you, Dee Dee.
How did we get the idea? I think I explained this in the beginning of the broadcast, but I understand a lot of people having problems when we first started this, so I can just repeat myself. How this started was about a month ago. I think July 7th. It was a Sunday. I was just thinking about this Satella for some reason. I was just like doing my work and I was thinking about it, and I was like thinking about how Satella worked. And I was thinking, I wonder if you can use Satella, the broadcast data that it makes, and broadcast it to other people. So then you basically have a Satella revival and it's basically working again. So for like 3 hours, I just decided to just quickly whip that up, see what I could do. It took like 3 hours, but I thought it'd take shorter. And I ended up getting like locally having it broadcast. So then I got really excited, and I was like, "Oh my god, this can actually work." So then I started.
Yeah.
So then I started building a server. I first used GitHub as a test, and then I used that for the public beta weekend, and I switched over to a more secure server. And so I set all that up. Then I just released then I released it. Then I put it into private beta the same day I literally was just thinking about how it was possible, and then released the public beta the next day. So it happened
Dang.
very fast. I was not planned for any. I did not think that this would happen. I was not planning for any of it.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, I was not ready for any of this.
Cool. Good question, Marshall.
Can I read one now? Can I read one?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing like a lot that I actually like. One, from Vinny is, do you guys plan to dub original SoundLink games? I'm hoping. That's what I'm planning. I'm planning on it, but it goes up with with developers on the team, and then also goes with voice actors. We we gotta figure this stuff out. Another one by Ico Clove. What was the hardest part of the entire project so far? SoundLink Plus. Man, dude, this took me like a month to figure out. It took me a month to get it to actually work, and it still doesn't entirely work. Like, yeah, so that's a lot, man. Another one by Sparky9050. Will there be some voice acting in the games like the Ancient Stone tablets on SatellaNite Plus? Oh, I kind of answered that one, but yeah, we're hoping to do some revivals. You know, we're trying to bring back some of the old ones. From Dahlor, do you need any volunteers, developers, artists, content creators, etc., etc.? Honestly, no, not right now. We need some female voice actors, but that's it.
Yes.
We just need female voice actors. I posted that on the announcements and also on Twitter, but that was it. We need some of that too. What else? Let me scroll down. By
Diabolic Sparrow
yeah.
says, "What plans do we have for the foreseeable future?"
We'll get SoundLink Plus to actually work. That we're hoping to get some more. We're trying to get some more homebrew SNES games broadcasting. Get like BS Zelda to broadcast like correct.
Yes.
Do a fully I'm hoping to do a fully broadcasted BS Super Mario USA.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to do that at some point. That's gonna be hard, but we can do it. I just don't know when though. That has to be planned. But yeah, no. So that's a lot of stuff that that's a couple of things that we have. What other things?
Meep Meep has asked, what are some Satellaview exclusive favorites? Toast and Dee Dee both kind of already answered, but I'll say mine. Tamori no Picross, honestly. That's my favorite.
Dude, you're so right though. Like it is. It's the best.
It's great. It's great.
Oh.
But also Kuompa.
One that I saw by Sparky9050, which I actually gotta read because it's so true. Will the burger shop ever open? If you find a way to get rid of those rats, you do you, man. If you can figure out how to get rid of those rats, then you can have it. Okay, like do you know how much it costs to pay to have an entire building exterminated? Like, it's gonna cost a lot, man. Like, I don't know how soon we can do it. So, we gotta give it a little chance. One by Aurora. Would you guys do a broadcast of the BSX Excite Bike game at some point? We did do that once, I think. I think we did that I think we did that for the public beta week at some point.
Yeah,
we'll do it again.
The original public beta week. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah. We're never gonna not do it again. That's a pretty good one.
I mean, and that does kind of bring up the limitations of Satellaview in its current state. So you guys are probably going to see a lot of reruns, a lot of different things like that. So just kind of be aware of that. If you see something and you missed it, like all week this week I've been broadcasting Kirby no Mochabako. And that's in the 2:00 p.m. block. There are 7 games in total. There's a different game every day of the week. But you will see those again. So absolutely we will be rerunning a lot of the software and trying to do as many conversions as possible.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing. It's that I did not realize we went a little over the time. We should have left like 3 minutes ago. I should have taken you guys off. I'm gonna answer. It's not your fault. I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I'm gonna end it. Let's see. So Ryuto Setsujin. This is mostly a question regarding the Satellaview itself, but where can you find games outside the radio tower? Just trying to maximize my Satellaview Plus usage as much as I can. Haha. You can use the stadium to get sports games. The Bagotopia, I forgot what it's called. The temple all the way at the top. That's for adventure and RPG games. News walls for news. The telephone booth. If you get the telephone cards, you can just play a random game. That has one random game every day, broadcast all day. We have and then I think the robot tower will have SNES homebrew games. We're planning on adding those more. I'm
Yeah.
gonna answer one more question because this one's actually really good. Ico Clove, what magazines do y'all have in mind? What kind of theming and other content? We plan on doing some like SatellaView Plus
Yeah.
magazines that are aimed towards focusing on SatellaView Plus. But I'm at least for me, I'm hoping on doing some homebrew ones too about like Nintendo homebrew, was ever going
Yeah.
on that week, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to end it now because we're going on
Yeah.
too long. So, Toast
Alright.
Riven, great to have you on. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and yeah, thank you. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure having you. It's been a pleasure being here and being part of the team and everything like that. So until next time.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Take a stretch and we'll be back soon. We're back with SoundLink Plus. Get out your popcorn and listen in.
And we are back, and we are now joined with our final guest of the night. This is a very big one. Very glad they were able to join us. Our final guests are the WiiLink team. All right, so you guys are on. Just introduce yourselves. We can start with a gamer KGR. We'll go in order.
I am the partnership manager, the content creation lead, and the music and sound effects composer for WiiLink.
All right, we can go to Noah now.
What's up, SatellaNite? I'm Noah. I'm the project lead of WiiLink and also the lead developer.
All right, it's the Teleview, but it's fine. OC?
Oh, I don't know, because the DM is SatellaNite DM, so
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, I kind of shut off that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
OC?
Okay. I'm Ossie. I am a developer and team manager for WiiLink. Have a good night, guys.
All right, and we'll finally end off with Ryan or Ryle.
Hello.
Sorry.
Why, it's fine. I'm Ryle, also known as Ryle the Amazing. I am a content manager / video editor, mainly for Colton Show Homebrew Tea.
All right. Well, it's great to have you guys on the show. Our first show on SoundLink Plus and SatellaView Plus. So great to have you guys here as our last guests and probably one of the biggest guests that we have so far. So let's just jump straight into the questions. But again, thank you for being here for this. So first question, how did the WiiLink service start?
Let's see. In early 2020, there was a little development group called the WiiNoma Revival Project. They made a Discord server and everything. They were basically like, obviously, trying to revive WiiNoma, which at the time was something that was like completely unheard of. All there was at the time was just Reconnect 24. And eventually the project got renamed to Renoma somewhere down the line, but it's the same basic thing. The problem with that is that not a whole lot of progress was done during that time. Like, yeah, they had like basic concepts and what they wanted to get done. The most I ever really saw out of it was simply a model viewer that they showed me. But I'd say that stuff actually started to happen once a different revival service came along called Better Connect 24. It was essentially like a Reconnect 24 rival made by former members of that community. And on their team, they had a very skilled developer named Snoot. And they all saw what had been done with the WiiNoma Revival project and decided to merge the two teams together. And from that, Snoot, being the legend that he is, basically created a whole ass beta server with actual functionality. And from that, we just kept adding on to that into late 2020, and then we officially released the first version of the WiiNoma / Wii Room public beta. And that's really what kickstarted us, I'd say.
Wow, that's a good one, man. Let's just move on straight on to question 2, which is how did you guys get involved with the WiiLink service?
All right, so whenever okay, sorry about that. So around, let's say 2020, there was the WiiNoma Revival Project, now named to Renoma. They had announced that they merged into Better Connect 24, and I saw that, and when I joined there, I knew some of the people there. I was like, hey, could I maybe become a tester? And sure enough, like, I was one of the first testers on the team, and honestly, I've stuck with them since. So, I mean, yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Well, that was pretty good. We'll just move. We'll just move straight on to question 3, which is: did you ever think that the WiiLink project, or just you in general, did you ever think you were just gonna make it this far?
I honestly didn't think we get this big. I attribute, I think, all of our popularity now to the merger of Reconnect 24. It definitely helped us a lot. Um, but I didn't think we'd get to the level where we are when we started 4 years ago, because we were only started reviving just really obscure Japanese channels that nobody's ever heard of. Like the Forecast News Check Me Out channel, like majority of the world's heard of that. But then you have this niche service that no one's ever seen, and I think it's really cool that we're able to bring basically lost media to the masses now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if I don't know how to describe it exactly, but outside of Japan, these channels were completely unknown, or at least people have heard of them, but they never really knew what they were about. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the old Reconnect 24 community heard of the Japanese channels, but they didn't like. I'm sure they didn't know anything about the Deme channel or the Digicam or We Know Ma, like, at all. That was all stuff we figured out as we, started developing the actual service. But it's it's really weird to think that we actually made it like this far.
Yeah.
It really is unreal. Like, I remember whenever like our Discord server had just reached 100 members, and now with the whole Reconnect merge, we are at like
At least
what
30,000,
we
right?
are
No, we're
actually
like
at
29,000.
29,000. We're almost at 30,000, and
So
that's
close.
just crazy to me.
29,105.
Well, hopefully you guys will definitely get there. I'll be hoping that you guys get to 30,000. I hope that man, I hope that SatellaView Plus gets to the stats that you guys are at. I mean, 29,000 is crazy. You guys are doing a great job, by the way. Great
Thank you.
work with
Thank you so
WiiLink.
much.
I started with WiiLink in like early 2023, maybe like 2022. So I've seen the betas of Winoma. I remember when the Digicam print channel was out, and I used it once and never used it again.
So real though.
Basically, yeah.
But yeah, so I love the work that you guys do with
Everyone.
the channels and everything. I appreciate all of it. But with that, let's just go to the 4th question, which is what was it like to start working on these Japanese only weed channels that most people have never even thought of touching?
Okay, so when I got involved with WeLink, I had zero coding experience at all. Like I was starting from scratch. Um, so it was a learning experience. Um, I think also that's the last question too, but I'll get to that later. But throughout these 4 years, I've learned a lot, like how to code, and it's my passion now. I'm going into university for software engineering. I'm incredibly grateful for WeLink for giving me that opportunity. Um, but it was weird because I really liked Reconnect 24 and the original WeConnect 24 channels. So I think branching off into something that was relatively unknown was just really fun for me because it was something nobody's figured out yet, especially with the Deme channel. Being able to get real food ordering was just insane. I remember the first stream we had, it was surreal. The server was blowing up. I didn't think that ever happened. Nobody ever thought that ever happened. And yeah, last week I revived the We Fit Body Check channel. That was also something that nobody ever thought would get revived. Most people didn't even know that exists. Even less knew that existed.
I forgot it existed for like 2 years.
I did too. It was an April.
right now.
No, it's so obscure that when we made it our April Fool's joke in 2021, people thought we made up the channel.
I mean, I don't blame them. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't even know what it is actually. Still,
I mean, you can watch a
It's-
YouTube video on it.
Yeah, watch it, but nobody really knows what it is. It's just all we have is a diagram, like a flow chart. I'm waiting for my personal trainer walking DS cart to ship with a pedometer. And that's what I was so like miffed about because Bai They just got the package yesterday my time, but Friday their time, so it's not going to ship till Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I think personally the like obviously because of what we're doing, people outside of Japan are able to obviously use these apps and view them in not in their complete original form. Obviously, we have to make some changes in order to actually be able to, bring it to people. But it's introduced the already very large Wii homebrew community to even more channels that they probably never even knew about, and I think that's like it's good that we're that people are more aware of these things because they're they're as important to the legacy of the Wii's internet services as much as something like forecast and news channels. It truly.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still trying to think about out of everything what could be the Wii Fit body check channel. I can't even think about what it would be. Um, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
You want to run Tom?
was that a
I
Japanese
So
Go
it's
ahead.
basically
channel?
it was, yes, and it wasn't even publicly accessible. You had to have a specific SD card given to you alongside a Wii Shop channel ticket that you could use to put the code in on the channel, and you could only use it with that SD card.
Whoa.
It contained the instructor you'd have, their name and their email, and then you'd use the channel to send your fitness progress and health information to the instructor through the Wii, which I still think is really cool.
That's really cool. Well, props to you. Well, props to you guys for bringing that back. I never even thought. I remember when I was in like 2020, 2021, 2019, and seeing these like Japanese only channels, and I'm thinking like no one's ever gonna bring these back, and they're so cool, and I want someone to do it. So I'm glad someone did. So thank you for that. But with that, let's move on to our next question. How hard was it to make Wii Room or Wii Noma work again?
Honestly, it's been a struggle. So I wasn't around when it got first revived, but I'm the one who's made like major modifications to the channel. A lot of discoveries too, like the shop reverse engineered that. The theater figuring out how to purchase titles from that. Um, Basically all the room types, all that. So your advertiser rooms with the stuff that like your polls, your videos, your pictures, your websites. It's been a struggle mainly working with the Wii because it's so extremely limited. Again, it's 2006 hardware. So specifically for the websites, it's like on JavaScript version 1.5 or something, like incredibly ancient. Like it doesn't even support console.log. That's kind of ridiculous.
Whoa.
Um, for the shop, it's ActionScript 2, which is extremely hard to find any documentation on. Like if it was ActionScript 3, it'd be pretty manageable, but it's not. So that's gonna be a struggle. Like we don't even know what we want to do with that yet. We're thinking original content, but and also the security on the Wii is very, very limited. It uses TLS version 1.0. So for yeah, that's insecure, so we can't handle any payments or like personal data transfer on that, which is why we encrypt everything. That's another thing that I had to figure out how to encrypt everything. So I developed a patch system for this alongside MKWeCat. Thank you so much to them, or else that patch system wouldn't be possible. Because before that, I was just going through every single byte, meticulously editing it, and it was just a lot of room for error like that.
Wow. Well, wow. I don't even know how to respond to that. That's a good one. Well, that does sound like a lot of work. But you got through it, man. So, I'm glad to see that you guys stuck through with it, and hoping that I can do the same with SatellaView Plus. But with that, let's move on to the next question, which is did you guys ever think that the WiiLink project would get to the popularity that it is now?
heck no.
We hope so.
No, definitely
There was no
not.
way we could assume that it would.
I kind of
Back then, it was.
always.
It's,
I
Yeah,
don't mean to sound.
Ryle can see the future.
I look. I don't mean to sound like pretentious or anything, but from the moment I was there, I was like, yeah, we're gonna be pretty good, pretty big. I'm gonna have like a golden throne. I'm
Okay.
gonna diamond
Yeah, Ryle. Okay,
encrusted
Ryle.
crown.
Okay.
What? Sorry.
okay.
Well, I don't doubt it. Well, that was a quick one, so we'll move on to the next one. Which this one's a good one. How hard was it to translate these Japanese only channels?
It was hard, to be completely honest. Using these, like the file types that they use, had no documentation whatsoever, pretty much. So having to figure them out, other than tools that already existed, was quite difficult. We did eventually get some, which has helped a lot. But translating has been very difficult. For example, with DS for the Dokodemo Winoma, that's been a real struggle. In terms of Winoma and stuff, there was already quite a from the old people who worked on it and the original beta before we came. They already had some progress, which did help. But we did have to start all the way from scratch with the new translations.
Wow.
I'd say the hardest part for Reno Ma was Japanese is a very concise language. Like in English, it's going to take you like what 50 characters to say what like 4 Japanese characters can say or something. So our biggest struggle was probably trying to fit everything like in. So you had to like their layout files. We had to figure out how to make it bigger without making it look wonky. So sometimes you had to sacrifice like making a little more sense in your words. With the Demay channel, they honestly I don't even know what they were doing. They had 3 different ways of displaying text. So pictures, so text in the pictures. They had text in the layout files, which is kind of odd. They don't usually do that. And then they had text embedded inside the executable. So that was a big struggle because especially with the text in the executable, the Wii's memory again is very limited. So we had to figure out how to make the memory regions bigger so we can store more strings. And that was a struggle because sometimes I'd be going into memory regions that were allocated by the channel that needed to like store important data, so it ended up crashing a lot. And with the file formats, most of them I had to reverse engineer completely from scratch by myself. But some stuff like BMGs and the layout files, there's already documentation for that, so that was easier. But stuff like the DS, I had to do completely from scratch.
Whoa. I'm just glad that at least with my project, at least I have the BIOS and the ROM already translated. So I guess that
Yeah,
gives me
you're already set up.
exactly. I mean the games, most of them aren't translated, but it's not like it's not so bad where it has to be translated. Like people can navigate through them. But anyway, this isn't about me. It's about you guys. But with that, let's move on to the next question, which is how hard was it to create content or find original content for Wii No Ma or Wii Room?
So honestly, it wasn't too hard originally. We were just using people from the team, people like Jess and Nova and Zizas. Like they've been creating content specifically as like Wii Room originals, and obviously I have my show too. We'll get into that later, but um, it wasn't too hard, and I really appreciate their work. They're really great content creators. Um, and the best way for us to, possibly get more shows, we decided we were going to make a form, which uh, anyone can go to and submit a pilot, and we'll green light it and, make it a show. So it's honestly not too hard. It's been really fun watching other people's pilots, and we've already greenlit a couple. So yeah, there's a lot going on with WiiLink Originals.
Well, nice. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. I hope so. I hope maybe I can do this. Maybe I'll actually do the same with SoundLink Plus, because I need some ideas for some broadcasting. So maybe I'll do the same. But
Yeah, man, make a form.
exactly.
Non-stop nonstop jazz, and even if you want it to stop, it never stops.
Non-stop pop from GTA 5.
Oh no.
Even better.
Oh,
That's a good one.
me screaming into the microphone for 10 hours straight.
Only Ryle the Amazing YouTube videos.
Oh, for
Yeah,
real.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Nails on the chalkboard 24/7.
Oh, the horror.
God.
Well, with that, we'll move on to the next question, which was it? What was it like to run homebrew tea on Wii Room or Wii No Ma?
All right, so I had brought up the idea. I was kind of just spitballing, just bringing up random stuff. I'm like, hey, what if I did news about homebrew stuff? And sure enough, like the pilot, ended up being a success, not like internally. And then when we released Wii Room 1.0, we released the show, and people seem to love it. We're already working on episode 3. And honestly, working on it has been really fun. I did like a little news show at school because I used to do like video tech stuff there. So I feel like if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have jumped into this. And I do actually want to pursue into a news station career at some point. So this really does help me a lot. I really love writing the script and being on the show and providing people with accurate homebrew news.
Sorry. As the editor for the show, I think it's pretty fun getting to do, because usually the process, Colton gives me a script that goes over all these all the headlines he wants to get done, and then I obviously I edit all of the voice lines and live action footage he gives me into a concise, nice to look at video. But I also like to just insert my own kind of humor stuff into the editing. Like you've seen like the intros before each episode. Those parts were all created by me. I just figured, I don't know. I figured it would hook people if they like see this insane thing happen right before the actual show. Just it comes completely out of left field, and I think that is effective at getting people's attention. Like
Absolutely.
the killer whale one was probably the most insane thing I have ever edited together.
Oh my gosh, can I bring up a story about that? Okay, so I'm in an airport, right? I'm not going to be able to see the show release. I haven't been able to see any of episode 2. I've kind of just been like, I was out in Vegas on a vacation. I wasn't able to see any of episode 2. Ryle was just handling all of it. And he messages me like, hey, the intro for this is crazy. There's like blood, gore, and violence. There's like a birthing scene. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I started. He eventually showed me that like, no, this is what it actually looks like, which is just the final clip. But like, I was like, what do I do?
You were like terrified.
I was scared for my life.
Oh my god.
Everyone I told that to believed me, and it was like, I don't even know who it was, but they were like, he's joking, right?
I couldn't tell. I really couldn't tell. I thought you were being so serious and that there was going to be a birthing dolphin scene on my show. I was.
Oh man.
But
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead and continue. I'm sorry. I had to bring that up.
Yeah, I think originally the pilot's intro was just going to be like them, like it was supposed to be like kind of like LGR, where he like starts off with some nice smooth jazz music. It has his intro there, and then just fades into whatever he's talking about. I was doing
gonna be like a kettle.
Yeah, there's gonna be a tea kettle and like people at a coffee bar and stuff. And I thought that was kind of like, I couldn't think of anything interesting because even Colton agreed it was pretty boring. So what I did was I took the coffee shop shot that I was going to use, and I just added a massive flood that kills everyone, and they're drowning, and the intro, the logo plays, and everyone's screaming, but it's underwater, like they're holding on for dear life, and none of them survive. And I think that is pretty good. Made a lot more interesting,
great.
I would say.
You sound like a sociopath.
I do. I really do. I should work on that. Don't worry. I think I'm not a sociopath. I don't know if it were to be the case. Oops, sorry.
If we find
But-
out in the recording, we'll just like
Apologies.
bleep out every single line wherever you talk. So it's just like the really long bleeping sound every time
But-
you talk.
In all honesty, homebrew tea actually is beneficial to both me and Colton. I've been editing YouTube videos for years, but with homebrew tea, I'm allowed to like experiment because I usually follow a strict style on my own YouTube channel. Subscribe, by the way, big video coming out soon.
Okay.
And I like I said with all the intro stuff, I'm able to learn new editing techniques, and I'm actually going to be applying those to my new video, which will be on my channel. Subscribe, by the way. And
Right.
also,
Wow.
but Colton, you, I think it's benefited you as well, right?
Oh, it's benefited me wonders. Like, I feel like I've gotten better on camera just by being on the show.
Didn't you do something before homebrew tea?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, pretty fun.
All right. Well, we'll move on to the next question, which was this is a big one. Do you guys regret any decisions that you have made in the past with this project?
I'm not answering any.
That's a hard
Someone
one to
else.
think about. That's a really hard one to think about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I don't know.
obviously, we all regret some things, but
Definitely, but nothing major. I think every major decision I think I made with this project was extremely calculated. Like I knew what I was gonna get out of it. And I think that's important because you don't want to like impulsively do things that might destroy the reputation of the project.
I do. There is one thing I have always regretted about how we do things. It's that for the longest time, when we were a smaller development team, it was kind of easy to get like things done because there was one guy working on this specific thing, then another guy working on this thing, and there were just a few people working on a few sections of the channel. And now that we are as big as we are and we're working on as many projects as we are, we've had a lot of problems with communication in terms of like organizing ourselves, because when it's a lot of us don't really communicate things that need to be done to the right person at the right time. It's supposed to, ideally it would be like this well-oiled machine, but there are a lot of parts that quite aren't there or just aren't working as well as we thought they would, and that's something I wish we could have addressed a lot sooner, because if that were the case, I feel like a lot of the things that we've been doing could have happened sooner, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
at least we fixed it now. I mean, there's still some work to do, but it's better
Oh
now.
yeah.
It's
We're
been,
getting there.
dude, just in these past 2 months, I've been so proud of the project and the team in general.
I mean, it's easy. There's no school.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm
That's
graduated now. Ha, losers. Sorry.
And,
Had to say that.
Colton, you're like Colton. Oh wait, no, wait. Sketch hasn't graduated yet, has he?
I did. I graduated in June.
You see, you're not that
Three of
special,
us.
Colton.
Yeah.
I
Aw.
did
think
as well.
Oski graduated too. We all graduated.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oski, I
was
thought
here
you
more,
were.
we didn't.
Colson's in shambles
We
right now.
graduated early.
Uh,
So yeah, Colton. So there's literally nothing special about that.
man. But
I don't know. I guess burning bridges, maybe. I mean,
What?
I think we did it with the right people though.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
certain.
Oh.
That took me a little to figure out what you meant. I was thinking about like real bridges for like a split
I
second.
no,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
no.
an
I thought
arson.
that
I'm not an
too.
arson.
That's
We
why
had-
I got really like silent. I was like, "What?"
We had a
I
sorry,
thought
we
I
had
burnt bridges.
we had a brief arsonist stint in 2022. We would go around, burn down some bridges. If you saw that
Yeah,
on the
no.
news,
Tell
that
them.
was our bad. I'm
The
sorry.
Maryland
You're not
Bridge
supposed to tell
fire
them,
was
Brian.
us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, you have to get the message across somehow. Like,
We had to tell the truth eventually, Colton. I was telling you this since
No,
the
my show is
beginning.
canceled.
That's unfortunate.
how you gonna
Well,
tell people
you
about
know-
WiiLink? Like, come on.
All those poor bridges got canceled too, Colton.
Okay.
Well, we'll move on to the next and last question, which is: do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start up their own project, for just any small projects like me?
Be
All right.
passionate. If you're not passionate, you're gonna hate doing it. Like you will every single day. You're gonna hate doing it. I think it's like a job. You'll think of it as a job, which I mean, there's like a brief stints where I really don't want to work on this project, and I think passion's what's kept me around so long for 4 years. Because if I didn't like this, I would have quit a long time ago. Because there's some moments that are extremely challenging. Like a lot of the times I'm burnt out, but I still do what I do. And if you hate doing it, you're also not going to do it effectively. Like you're just going to half-ass everything, and it's not going to be a good product.
That's good.
All right. So, oh, sorry.
No, you got it. You go.
All right. So, honestly, my advice to anyone that wants to start a service or project, period, especially for revival services, do your homework, do your research, because I know a lot of people will try to jump into a revival project. I'll be like, yeah, I could do this and that and this and that, and honestly, you bite more than you could chew, and if you don't really know what you're doing in the first place, and you try to present yourself publicly before that, it's not gonna go well. It never will go well. Do your research, look into what you're actually trying to revive, and then when you have something actually sustainable, release like a public demo or something, or like release a Discord server showing it off, because otherwise it will look half-assed, it'll look incomplete, and it's just not going to gain any traction. And it just makes more issues for yourself.
How's it going?
Let's see.
Please learn how to code beforehand, please.
Yes.
I
guess
think
my only advice.
Oh, sorry.
You
You
go.
go. No. You go. Seriously.
My only advice I would have is to make sure you have a goal and stick to it. And don't keep changing the goalpost as you go. Because if you make promises to yourself that you can't keep in the end, then you're going to feel really crushed. So make sure what you think you can do, you can be sure you can do it first. And don't try too much. You'll get burnt out so quickly.
What? So, would you consider yourself like a small project currently? Like you would like SatellaView and RandNet Plus.
Is this mic off?
Oh no.
What?
What? Okay.
What are you?
Okay.
I was asking you if you would consider yourself a small project.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Well, I definitely consider RandNet Plus one. I think that has like 200 members, and SatellaView Plus 2, because there's only like about like 500, which I feel like at least there needs to be like at least 1,000 or more for me to be considered not a small project. Maybe 10,000 or more.
I think something that's so sketch. What are you watching?
Sketch.
I'm just breathing.
You need to
And
follow- you need to follow
Uncharted's
my
on right now,
Netflix.
but Uncharted is on right now.
Does it have to be
okay.
though?
Yes, my brother's playing, and that's where I am.
Okay.
Okay.
It's loud.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Are my AirPods actually picking that up? It's crazy.
Yes.
I'm
We'll
far
put
from the speaker
Uncharted
too.
and gameplay at the bottom of the screen.
Or
Okay. What was I trying to say? I think in this community there are a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of newcomers to the community that see what things like what we do and what others like you and various other revival services do, and try to like kind of create their own without going into it with any knowledge. And I think what Colton said makes a whole lot of sense in that regard. But another thing that is a huge puts a wrench in a lot of these is just kind of like getting in your own head about it. I think that like when you're when someone's working on a project like this, you tend to you tend to overcomplicate things, and you get in your own head and you try to convince yourself, or not try to convince yourself, but your mind convinces you that you're not good enough. That's something I think anyone who's ever done any kind of project, whether it be development, creative, or any kind of venture, they always it's what is it, imposter syndrome, that they just feel like they don't have what it takes to do stuff like this. And the reason I bring this up is because none of us have all of us actually have been through that exact same thing where you don't believe you can really do it, and you like you think of yourself as less of a person because of it. And in a community like this that is, let's be really frank here, made up of a majority of teenagers and various people that haven't really figured shit out yet, so they take a lot of this to their heart, like too hard. And when something doesn't go quite the way they want it to go, they just they just kind of give up. Like, people's lives have legitimate. I've seen so many cases where people are a part of their own little startup, and they put everything into it. They put every little inch of their soul, their like whole livelihood into this project, and then they just kind of get so fucking far into it that they, you know, it's sorry, it's kind of hard to like put it into words exactly.
I get it.
But right.
Well, hey, listen, that was good. I completely agree. While you were talking, I was thinking, I was like, I really hope that I don't put everything into my projects.
Oh
Now,
wait. I'm sorry. I forgot to actually give the advice. I was
oh,
giving the run up to the advice.
the entire
So
question.
my advice to anyone doing a project like this: never. I know you've heard "never give up" all the goddamn time, and yes, I am sure that it's always in your mind. It's like, does that even mean anything anymore? Because you've heard it so many times and nothing comes from it. Don't focus on giving up. Focus on what you can do. Focus on the like. Whenever you make a mistake, you see, oh look, this is a thing that I did pretty well on, and how do I fix the things that went wrong with that to make it go right? And when you do that, it's just all the worries you have about it just kind of go away. Like, you cannot. It's not just about giving up or not. This entire community all the homebrew revival projects are run on perseverance, intuition, wherewithal. All of these aspects are so crucial to a revival project like this because of what they can, because of what they can do. What like when we started, we had like very little knowledge about the channels themselves, and none of the people that worked on the service knew had any experience with them. But because of what we have accomplished, people in Japan, when the first public beta released, there were so many Japanese Nintendo YouTubers that made various videos about it, talking about how nostalgic they were for those channels and how what we did gave them a lot of happy memories back. And it's truly one of the greatest feelings you can ever have to know that you can change someone's life for the better. It's not, I get it's not a whole lot to to their psyche, but I think knowing that what you're doing can really make someone smile at the very least gives you all the motivation you need to be able to put yourself through all of this, all of the crap we've had to put up with and problems we've had. We are all still here. And you know why? Because it's worth it in the end. At the end of the day, it's a really fucking cool thing that what we do. And so many other people can do that same thing if they just look to the future, if you will, and think of what the good that this would do.
Ryle just made this stream PG-13.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just it's
We can
just
crop
something.
it.
It's just something I'm like very passionate about.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
good. I mean,
I'm not gonna sit here and treat us like we're the best homebrew revival service of all time. We're not like I'm more so just saying that if you like if you want to make a revival service, there's the Minino Theater channel. Is it impractical? Of course it is. All the stuff we do is impractical. Go out and revive that. Maybe someone who used that channel is like, oh, that's pretty cool. And you make that person happy. We make content for people that actually want to use the service in a normal way, and that makes them happy. It makes us happy to work on them. And it's just there's no need to be all doom and gloom about it. That's
we
kind
can
of the
probably
crux.
ramble about this all day.
Yeah, it's
Honest to
true.
God,
mean,
we could.
Important takeaways. Love what you're doing, be passionate about it, and don't make this your entire life and personality.
Yeah.
Mental health is extremely important. Take breaks if you need them. And also, you don't want to be like the guy who's like, oh, I'm the lead of WiiLink, and that's all you talk about. You need to have like other stuff in your life.
Like, I might be John WiiLink 24, but I'm also Ryle,
Okay.
the fucking
Okay.
video editor guy.
Wow. I thought John WiiLink 24 is dead.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
there's
You just canonically brought him back. He's alive, guys.
no,
You just
wait,
said
no, I'm
is
sorry.
He's alive. No,
No, I was
he's
trying to.
alive.
No
He's alive.
way.
I was
He's
trying to be
alive.
poetic. I was trying to be poetic, please. I'm sorry.
No, so then this is a big announcement. John WiiLink 24 is back.
You don't
All right.
understand what you've just done.
The community will run with
You-
this statement, man. You will
You
not
said
be
it,
not
editing
me.
this.
Oh yeah, people are already talking about it in general.
Wait, really?
Wait, people are watching this
Oh
right now.
yeah. John's
Oh,
back.
and another piece of advice: don't be the mascot of your own service.
Yeah,
That's probably another good
yeah.
piece of advice.
I'll take that from
What are
you.
you trying to say?
Where is it? I don't see it. Where's John WiiLink 24?
We should get
Oh,
some,
wrong server. I was
we should
looking
get
at
some
WiiLink.
John WiiLink 24
No.
fan art.
Oh
no.
yes, someone
true.
listening to us right now, if you
don't-
draw an
gonna-
image of him.
That's not going to go well.
No, it's not. I don't want that.
You
Look,
get a Wii.
I don't want that on my conscience when I die.
Remember what you did.
I tried to stop it though.
You just brought it back right now. That's your
Oh.
fault.
It's
Can
too
I
late,
bring up
man.
something before our segment ends here?
Yeah, no problem. Go.
So right now on the Check Me Out channel, a service that we have brought back, we are running a Satellaview themed contest. Actually, we're running two. One of Satabo and God, what's the dude's name? Parabo?
Yeah.
I can't say it right,
Yeah,
but
Kyle.
there's two contests that are running right now. You have 5 days to enter in them. They're gonna be really hard to make me's out of, so really try your best if you're interested.
5 days remain. I'm gonna. When I saw that, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, how are people going to actually make me? How are people gonna make me's out of Satebo? Like,
You know, I actually submitted one, and I think
thought
I think it
don't know,
looks decent.
I think it's kind of easy, like not super easy, but not like
I gotta
not
see
that
this.
hard.
For advice, I used the eyelashes and stuck them out of the head to make them look like the two like satellites on the end of the TV. It doesn't look that great, to be honest, but I tried.
You tried, man. That's all that matters, man. I had a Wii. I still have it, but then I migrated everything to my Wii U. Stupidest decision I've ever made. But either way, I think I might try. Maybe I'll turn on my Wii U after a while, and maybe I'll try to make a me and watch me fail and not get any recognition for it. I remember when Check Me Out channel came out from Reconnect 24 in like 2018, 2019.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
I was
that's
so
a whole
excited.
Mm,
I was like, oh my god, it finally happened. I was waiting for like a year for that because I remember watching like videos of it and I was like, man, I wonder how cool that would have been. But boom. Also, did someone already make fan art? There's no way.
No
What?
way. Oh,
What
what?
are you talking about?
Wait, no,
How-
there's an image.
How?
There's no way
How?
someone drew that up already.
What?
I refuse. What?
Come
Where?
on. Guy, you see what you started? You see what you have started.
We just said this like 2 minutes ago. I didn't even start.
There's no
Awesome.
way.
Oh.
Where is it?
Dude,
Where is
fast drawers,
Did you just join specifically to find it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the John WiiLink 24.
Oh, really? Oh, Nova's in here too.
It's a furry too. That's the wildest part.
Damn, Nova. When I
Oh,
meant
that's
mental health break, I didn't
Digi!
get off
Oh,
Discord.
That's
not-
Digi.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
Digi.
Well,
That was
okay.
our
Maybe
old
join to look at
mascot.
Digi again.
Yeah, we used to have a mascot. It was Digi, and
She also died.
Oh.
yeah, he also
Yeah,
died
Digi's dead.
He died
tragically.
of
Very tragically.
terrible death.
Like
terrible.
live leak kind of shit.
Hmm
Man,
I got it on
really
camera if
saw
you want to see it later.
I
You don't want to see it.
He suffered a major accident at a tennis match. It was brutal.
The tennis ball went a little too hard, man.
Tennis ball got us all.
I really thought that was John WiiLink 24 fan art. I really
No,
thought
if
that
that-
was it.
No.
I'm pretty sure I don't look like that last time I checked.
Yeah. You're white, but not that white.
Shut up. What-
Alrighty. Well, hopefully people can make some fan art, you know.
No,
Yeah, hopefully.
no.
Hopefully we can start something coming up.
If I
Crazy-
get anything in my Twitter DMs, I will burn down my own house.
Alright.
You're Ryle.
I have them disabled. I have them disabled. So don't even think about it.
He doesn't have his DMs disabled. Username Ryle the Amazing. Go ahead and start DMing him.
It's disabled. There's no message requests.
Aw, yeah, fun.
Ryle giving birth to John WiiLink 24.
What?
Did someone just say that? Okay.
Why are you saying these things live?
This is great.
Oh, no.
Someone made a stick figure and said, does this count?
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
Close enough.
That
If you
was
do
close
that,
enough.
that's just do that. It's just stick figures. I would prefer.
Except you gotta make it like 6'5", because Ryle's actually really tall.
I'm only 6'1".
Oh wait, really? You're actually not. I'm 6 foot.
Make it 5'11".
Okay.
We gotta round up.
I don't mean. I mean,
You get
last
life
time I
cycle.
played him in a video, I was probably 6 foot flat.
Wow.
So make it 6 foot.
Improved version is even better.
Just has a 24 on it.
Even better, man.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I
I
think I'm
have
the
an
only-
idea. Guys, I just had the best idea. What if we gave away
Uh-oh.
a Reconnect 24 hoodie like the John WiiLink 24 one on Wii Room?
I'm pretty sure I am the only one that has that in their possession.
Yeah, no,
We can just make
I'm
another
not spending, No, I'm not spending money just for one.
I will spend
the
money
bundle.
on it and personally hand
You're such a
deliver it.
blow-off. Please do.
We should
I-
do
just wanna
giveaways.
go on.
Can we announce our first giveaway here?
I
We're
guess.
working on
I think
Okay.
I do think SatellaView Plus X WiiLink merch sounds pretty
That
cool.
would be
if
cool.
I'm being honest.
Which,
I mean,
yeah, I
it's
guess is a good time before we wrap up here is something to bring up. Yeah, there's a partnership
Oh, yeah.
incoming. We've already teased some images about it. There's going to be SatellaView and RandNet Plus Room. So that's going to be pretty cool, and everyone should look forward to seeing that on Wii Room.
You know, I was thinking for our next SoundLink Plus broadcast, I think now this will be like WiiLink theme. I think we'll do I'll put some people on like some drawers, and we'll do like a John WiiLink 24 speed run.
Dude,
drawing
come
it.
on. Why don't you do Colton has an actual show with he's the face of. Why don't you just do him instead?
But
Hey, you'll
but
never-
He's not the mascot.
but I'm not John WiiLink 24. I don't know.
Exactly.
But hey, you're Colton from the KGR.7 channel. That's
I haven't
pretty
posted a
impressive.
video in a year. I said the future of KGR.7, and that was
fine,
1 year ago.
Fine, okay. You're Colton from the Homebrew Tea Show.
Yep, there we go. That's better.
You can
Why am
spam
I
his- you
seeing
can spam his
someone-
email now that you know where his
Someone
YouTube
poured
channel is.
Dr. Pepper on top of salmon.
What?
What?
What is
Hey.
happening in WiiLink, man?
Well, what is the? Was someone say?
I don't
what?
think reading the general chat on a live show is a very good idea at
No,
all.
it's not. Someone
No,
really
it-
is just pouring Dr.
It gives
Pepper
you
on.
funny moments. It gives you funny
Oh, that's
moments.
disgusting.
I'd eat it.
Of course you would. Probably eat drywall.
What? I'm Texan. I like Dr. Pepper.
Would you not? Would you not eat drywall?
Oh boy.
You
Eat
stay
drywall.
drunk.
I'm a little nervous to
Oh.
see the drawings now that are going to come up.
Oh boy.
I
Oh
don't
man.
want
All
to
right.
see
You
that
should
now.
make a art channel.
Drywall
John
stock about to
WiiLink
go up
24
real
art
fast.
channel.
Hmm.
Actually, I'll do a SoundLink Plus video, and we'll just do like a slideshow of all the John WiiLink 24 fan art.
Okay, Igel.
Oh, I
just-
know Ryle will love that.
Igel just said "fuck you, Ryle" in general chat. I don't even know what I
Honestly,
did to
the-
him to deserve
He's
that.
unhinged. He's unhinged. He's
Wait,
just,
who
he's a
said
guy.
that? I can't even find it.
No, it
Yo.
was in WiiLink.
Igel.
Oh.
Yeah, Igel. Our amazing. Why is he a contributor?
He's German.
Who-
Contributes a lot to society.
Good point.
No.
Okay, I think this is a good time to end off.
we're done. We're cutting you guys off. I mean, you still technically have 6 minutes, but wait, actually,
Oh.
wait, let me check. Oh, wait, actually, no, you guys have like 25 more minutes.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, you
Why
guys
would you-
have until like, yeah, you guys have like 20 minutes.
Maybe we
I
could
don't know what
like
to talk about
tell
for so long.
stories.
Well,
Yeah, tell
about-
stories.
what's
Talk
about
about the
the
next-
well? What about I've what's the entire? Well, I do want to know what's the entire thing with what? Well, what's the had like the entire beef between Reconnect 24 and WiiLink even start?
I don't think that's something we're talk about here. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's up to Sketch, really.
Ooh, I'm gonna think about it.
All right.
I don't know anything about it. That's why I'm asking. But if you guys don't want to talk
It's
about
just
it,
it kind of gets like a little personal at some point, and it's not something we want to like bring up anymore.
How do I
Yeah.
start this off? Okay, I mean, okay, I think I'll tell it, but I'll like leave out some like bad parts.
Just don't name name.
Yeah, just don't name
Well,
names.
I'll call him Reconnect 24 lead.
Okay.
Okay, so back in 2022, end of 2021, 2022, I was very interested in the Nintendo channel, and at that point, WiiLink was only focused on Japanese channels, and so I was like, I hit up Reconnect 24 lead, and I'm like, I'm interested in helping out. What can I do? And they gave me the stuff, how to help out, and I helped out. I wrote, so from there it's just the Nintendo channel and nothing else. After that was Nintendo channel 2.0, so that's important. So remember that for later. Um, Majority of the code on Nintendo channel 2.0 was mine. I wrote most of it. I spent countless hours doing that. Um, then out of the blue, Reconnect 24 lead randomly decides to film a video and then saying, "Oh, we're releasing Reconnect 24 Nintendo Channel 2.0 without consulting me at all, even though majority of the code is mine." So I had no idea what was going on, and then he just releases it, and that's not how I wanted it to be because there were some creative decisions that were different. Like, if I'm being honest, the main screen was garbage. Like, it was just one video, and then it was a message saying, "Go to videos to view all new videos." So I wasn't even finished at that point.
Was that a
S-
sentence?
Yeah, what did it sound like there? I just said that there were creative decisions, and I wasn't even finished with my code, like reverse engineering certain aspects, but he decided to release it anyways.
I see.
So from there, I said I don't want to work with you anymore. That was funny. I'm sorry for bringing this up again, but all the recommendations are Gianna sisters. Okay, so I decided from there I didn't want to work with them anymore. So that's how it was. And I decided with WiiLink, we're gonna make our own Nintendo channel. And that's how we started with WeConnect 24 for the second time. The first time I wasn't around, Ryle and I think KGR were around for that. That was a mess.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
we started with our own Nintendo channel, and that went pretty well until so there's just one big glaring issue with Reconnect 24 Nintendo channel. That being that whenever you booted up the channel, it would give you an error saying that data couldn't be transmission to the server. So I figured that out and I put it on my own code. And then a day after release, I was shocked to find out that he implemented that fix into his code, even though our code was closed source. So that stirred up a whole bunch of drama. And then from there, it just kind of escalated a lot. And then eventually, end of 2023, we were able to merge, and the lead was no longer the lead, and he left the community, sort of. Not really, but he left the server.
All right. Wow.
Good way to put it.
Yeah, I think I know who you're. I'm not naming names. I think I know who you're talking about though. But he was when I was in a reran net, which was honestly a disaster by the end.
Yeah, I know who ran that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When that got passed down to me, I immediately shut it down and created RenNet Plus. But probably the best decision I've ever
Yeah.
made. But
Yeah, because it works.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But
Things
I
kinda need
remember
to be
I think he was there, and I remember he would comment on like how bad it was, and while
Wait,
he
because
was
he just
kind of right.
he hates the person who ran it, like mortal enemy hate.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a okay.
It was
I
kinda
wish I
scary.
knew that a while ago then. But yeah, he would talk about like how bad it was, And I would be like, dude, can you like chill? But he would not stop. But okay, that makes a lot of sense now about why he was like that. But yeah. But yeah. One other thing I want to bring up is also something that I don't really understand how it happened either. How did the merge happen?
Ooh.
Okay, that
Is an interesting one.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot.
Oh,
Well,
I forgot, I forgot how it started. No, okay.
Yeah, that
I
was
was
kind
sitting
of sorry.
November. I was sitting down one day and I'm like, I want Reconnect 24. I don't want any more drama. And that's it. So I talked to Oski and some other people. And like, we should merge with Reconnect 24. And everyone was saying they would never go for that. And I knew that, but we managed to come to a compromise. And then some people didn't like that compromise, so we had to shut it down entirely. And then we revisited that, but I kind of went behind people's backs to do that because I knew they would never agree. It was impossible. But it was for the better of the project.
all right. Wow.
I remember with that whole thing, like after the merge, we were like, it took us 2 months to figure out the name change if we were gonna change it to WiiLink or keep Reconnect 24 and become that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still upset we kept WiiLink.
I think it was,
it's for the best, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it's best to retire the
Well,
Reconnect 24.
WiiLink is kind of an illegal name. Like it has the word "we" in it. It's trademarked, which is going to cause us problems later down the line.
Well, simply call it
four
WiiLink.
But then I have to rebrand and all that. Yeah,
Well,
Oski knows for sure.
Hey, if we do come up with a name change, we always have good old reliable.
But it's hard to change. Like now, it's really hard to change because we're a big brand now.
Why? I meant like I was joking that we could just go back to being Reconnect 24.
Yeah, we can do that definitely.
We always can, but I think let's stick with WiiLink, especially for now, because we already have like a whole established brand identity.
WiiLink.
The name has such like a negative connotation with it, though, with our history.
Yeah, that's the problem with Reconnect. That's why we didn't use it ultimately.
No, but I think that if we stuck with it, it would have been fine. But if we rename now, people are gonna think that the Reconnect 24 lead came back.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We could call ourselves Better Connect 24, like a better Reconnect 24.
You should leave.
We need to find a way to get rid of we. We need to find a way to get rid of we, or we're
just Link. There you go. Link.
Just Link.
Yeah, Link.
Yeah.
Link Connect.
Revolution Connect.
Hello, I'm John Link.
John Link.
I thought there'd be more to that sentence.
No.
What else
John
are we talk
Link.
about? I want to have a Q&A at some point in our server.
Oh yeah, we should. It's been a while since we've hosted one.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
No. Not tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Why not?
What about Amora?
Not Amora. This is what we do in
Amora,
today for Oski. Today.
What did Amora do, man?
I wouldn't be awake. I'll be asleep.
Yeah, your sleep schedule's messed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
you said tomorrow. I thought you said Amora.
Sorry, Amora.
No.
Hi, Amora.
Hello, I'm Amora.
Little shout out.
Shout out to my man Imora.
Wasn't he on Reverse? That project.
Hi, Amora.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
That's where I remember him. Hey, Amora.
Hello, Imora.
They are here in the server.
In random, what is there left to talk about?
Well,
plenty. I'd say there's plenty of things.
There's actually quite a bit. Like how the WiiLink OST just hit 1,000 views, and you can listen to it right now on YouTube.
Oh, so when I self-promoted,
it's related to the channel. It's different.
I mean, technically speaking, I work on videos for this project. By the way, The Wii Room trailer was edited by me and has more views than the WiiLink OST video.
I made a
That's
song in that
unfair.
video.
That's an unfair comparison.
It very much is, and I'm relishing in that.
Well, I made a song in that
See-
video, which people
Well,
agree
joke's
that
on
that's
you.
the
My
best song in
video
the
has
soundtrack.
more than all of yours.
Which one?
The ordering pizza stream on the Wii
Actually?
in 2021.
Actually, no. The launch trailer
no.
passed it. It has
No
1,000 more
way.
views.
That's
I
crazy.
think I have a
That's,
video bigger than any others.
It's our biggest video.
that's unfair.
Mine's
Well,
23.
aren't you the one who told me to make it?
Yeah, I told you
Oh.
to do a countdown. I didn't tell you to make a whole like that.
Well,
I don't
I
remember
was
you
supposed
telling me
to
to do a
do it, so.
countdown.
No,
and I
but
never got the footage to make the trailer, and then it never came out.
And then it did come out.
Yeah, it did came out.
guys, we need more videos on the YouTube channel.
Oh, you know,
Well, I really think we.
We need
Sorry.
to do more stuff, guys.
Well, we could always make vlogs of us going to retro studios and knocking on all their doors and calling all of their
No.
people.
We are
Okay.
not
To get the
following
cops
this
calling us.
I actually got something that I want to ask
Close.
because I don't really know the entire thing behind this, but I know
Okay.
it was WiiLink 24 and now it's WiiLink. What was the purpose of dropping 24?
Sounds
I don't
stupid.
remember.
I remember because I was there. and
Yeah,
it's
No,
mainly it was just because everyone called it. Everyone already was kind of calling it WiiLink. Or like was so it was like, let's drop the 24. Honestly, WiiLink was kind of a name that was just spitballed, and we just made a logo out of it, and it.
well, it was because at the time they did revive WeConnect 24 channels, and then they didn't, and then we did again. So
Yeah, so that's also another reason why we dropped the 24 was just because it wasn't like We Connect 24. It was just the Japanese channels. Something along the lines of that.
Wasn't there? What was the? There was an original name before we decided on WiiLink 24 that came up by one of our former artists. I can't remember what the.
no,
name
that
was.
wasn't. No, that was after we were gonna rebrand just to WeLink. It was some Japanese word. I don't know.
Oh, what
I know
was
what you're talking about. It
It's
starts with an S.
Ongaku or something. No, it wasn't
Yeah,
that. It was
with an S.
Ongaku. It was an O. But then it became the name of our Minecraft server.
Oh,
Oh, I
What?
remember.
I don't remember that.
Why don't I remember? It was
I
so.
remember.
What was it?
The
Yeah,
name?
no.
I don't remember the name. I know
It's
it.
Ongaku. Ongaku. I forgot.
Was it? I don't think it was. It was like
Ongak.
Shinchaku or something.
Oh,
No, I'm pretty
Shingaku. There you go.
yeah, it did start with an S.
Shinsaku or something.
Shinsaku? No, that doesn't sound right.
I
Let me
think that
search it up
literally
for you.
was what it was. You could probably find it somewhere in the old server.
Shinsaku. No. Shin something.
Ongaku? No, that's me.
No, that's what I
It's
said,
Shin
but it wasn't.
Shinchaku. I can't remember.
I don't know. Point being, that's why the 24 was dropped.
Oh, all right.
It just
I will
added more to the name.
Well, why
So much history.
Why
It was
stop
Shincha-
there? Like,
Shingaku? That's not.
Shingaku.
Shinchaku.
No, but I can't find it
Shinchaku.
there.
I found it.
Shinsaku.
It's what?
Shinchaku.
Sinchaku. That's it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there
it.
we go. It kind of is.
What is that?
Yeah, I remember.
I forgot what it meant.
Yeah.
What does
Uh,
it mean, though?
No idea.
He said something like it was like new arrivals, new
That doesn't make
acquisitions.
that doesn't even make sense for our servers.
Okay, we're gonna be called Shinchaku now, everyone.
Yes.
Good luck.
Sinchaku 24.
Damn, LinkedIn
Shincha-
update.
I gotta be honest, even though it makes no
Shinchaku.
sense, Shinchaku 24 does sound kind of cool. I gotta be honest.
Shinchaku sounds cooler than WeLink.
It does, but we're not
kinda-
Shinchaku.
It just doesn't make
Unfortunately.
sense.
Hey, if anyone wants to be a rival service to us, you can call it Shinchaku.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Free name. Good start.
there you go. Create your enemies.
Yeah, we're like Nintendo.
it's like
Created
it's like it's like Disconnect 24, but it's We Unlink.
We unlink.
Unlink.
Leon
Dislink.
Link.
Dislink 24.
This link.
Dislink 24.
Go ahead, someone do it.
I'm already on
That'd
it.
be cool.
You have to pay us royalties though because we came up with the names first.
I'm gonna start my
$5 a
fourth
user.
project now. Just
$5. That goes against the license, though, right?
Per user per month, yeah.
Evil WiiLink.
WiiLink be like, no, we
Evil.
room free.
It's like the meme where it's like that rip off kids cartoon and it's like Mario at their like FNAF security breach thing and he's like, I'm turning evil.
What?
What?
I don't even understand.
Well, hold on.
Bro, I think you've been on the wrong side of YouTube lately.
No, wait. I swear to you. Hold on.
You've been playing too much Baldi's Basics.
No, it's not. I swear. It's right here. Look.
Oh, that I've seen that.
Let me play this for the audience.
Oh,
You are
dear God.
not gonna play this on the.
Why is it that bad? I haven't seen this.
Oh my God. Hiroshi Yamauchi is turning in his grave as we speak.
I'm turning evil!
This is why the Sonic are Sonic.
You are not my friends
Who remembers
anymore?
like early 2021? There's this guy who wanted to revive TV no Tomo, and he thought like he was so serious. He thought he was gonna like broadcast TV shows from a satellite or like a whole like broadcast tower in his house.
Okay, so it'd work what in like his neighborhood, and not even
Like this
it's
guy
the
would have
most
a whole
local
broadcast tower.
revival service.
That was
Local
the
revival
funniest
service.
thing ever.
What a concept.
I mean, SatellaView would originally use satellites. I don't plan on using satellites.
Simply just rent a satellite.
Exactly. Let me just hijack the old Saint Giga one. I mean, like, come on.
Oh,
come on.
yeah.
Trying.
I mean, they
probably
can't just.
It's probably still up there somewhere.
It's probably something else now, though. But
It's gonna
I
be
mean,
like,
in theory, they probably still use the same one.
yeah,
You
I
could
think
just-
Saint Giga dissolved, or they got bought up by something.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, so
I
I'll
think
just
so, yeah.
hijack that one, and then we'll just broadcast all that data. Or
I mean,
can
you can
Ooh.
rent a satellite, but
that has to cost a
it
lot.
is
Really?
not cheap. It costs
Yeah.
not.
It costs
It's-
too much.
Guys, crowdfunding time. Crowdfunding time.
It's
Get your
out
payment.
of all. It's out of the WiiLink budget alone, let alone the SatellaView.
The SatellaView budget's like $0, man. I think I have.
Oh,
some,
do you
like-
want to have a donator form?
Oh no, I haven't set that up.
Man,
I think I have like a couple quarters on my desk. That works.
all right.
Well, it's a start.
That's enough.
You put that in the you put that in the bank. It makes interest, and by the time you're 75, you will have $4.
I'll have $4
If
in the
even.
next like 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah,
I
that's enough
think
to run
10
a server.
Yeah.
I think 10 years actually.
I mean, I could use Oracle, but I'm still trying to set that up.
Man, what is left to talk about? Just Eat coming soon, maybe not, maybe.
We still have 7 minutes.
I think everybody.
Let me think.
Draw more John WiiLink fan art.
No, stop bringing that up.
I have an idea. Okay, so I brought this up to Ryle actually not that long ago. What if we made a WiiLink pseudomemo account
Oh, that'd be
and we
interesting.
started posting animations?
Oh, that'd be
gonna
cool.
draw
I'd see
it.
that. I've seen a
I'll
couple
draw
people
all of it
remake-
because I am very good at drawing things.
I saw a video when I
Interesting.
used to use pseudomemo. I saw like an animation of someone like completely like remaking the Wii menu and doing all the channel animations. It looked really cool. I saw someone animate like they took every single frame of that like Mario Kart Wii animation that plays like in the beginning if you sit on the title screen. They took every single frame and put it into Flipnote Studio, and they posted it. It looks really cool, but that'd be cool if you guys did that.
That sounds
I could totally, because I have a DSi that doesn't have an account linked to it, so I could totally do it.
Nice. You know what? I actually do have one question because this is something I never understood. And maybe
Alright.
all the people listening probably feel the same way. Hopefully. Um, what is TV no Tomo? Like, how does that work? What is it? I don't understand. Is it like a cable TV
It's
thing?
a
Can you
television
watch?
guide.
It's just a television guide. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally it.
Basically. Though it has a
then it-
cool quirk of making your Wii remote into a TV remote.
Which is actually an unused feature of the Wii menu itself that they were going to do, and then they didn't do. It's that's fun.
They should have. I don't know why they didn't. They totally could have.
I remember
You
that
know,
from
it's
the
kind of
beta
it's the
64
same
beta.
thing with like how there's DVD functionality built in, but they didn't actually activate it.
Well,
They
yeah,
could have
they
made a
can
dongle
they,
that like hooked up
they
to
legally couldn't. Yeah, I mean they could have done that, but
It
the.
was
They
like
should have just make it a
it was.
USB dongle.
they
I
could
think it
have
was
done
because
like
of the licensing cost from Dolby was the main reason.
I mean, they could have done something like the Xbox 360. Do like that external drive.
Or like the X. Well, I mean, it already can read DVDs. They
That was
really
the
should have just
HD
went the
DVD
original
drive.
Xbox route, where there's just a tiny little dongle that hooks into a controller port. Comes with the remote. They could have done that, and I bet you like the Wii could have probably sold like the PS2 if they would have done that.
Yeah, I feel like they would have made
Like-
a lot of money back from that if they had DVD functionality because it was already
Oh,
a
yeah, 'cause,
major
yeah.
success.
it wouldn't become like just the Wii Sports machine.
Well,
Well,
I
it
mean,
already was that, so now it's that plus more. Because at some point it
Well,
turned
yeah, I
into
just
a
said it went-
Netflix machine. So think about it, like
True, they had the
DVDs,
disc.
that could work.
How you guys plan on even bringing how you guys even plan on like using the TV no Tomo channel like today?
over the air TV guides.
Do you think you can make it to where it like will actually switch to channel? Like I feel like there's some way to implement TV codes. There has to be.
It's probably, but it's gonna be
I
like,
think-
extremely hard though.
Instead of
I'd
just-
imagine like you just do it the same way they did with the Japanese TVs. You just implement like American TV codes or
Yeah, but it's
European
a
TV
lot
codes.
more complicated though.
I'm aware, which is why it has not been done.
So instead of just clicking
You
the
should try.
guide button on my Fios TV on my Fios cable TV, I can I can turn on my Wii, go into the channel, set everything up, and then I can view all the view everything that's playing from there instead of just clicking the guide button.
Yeah, you should be able to eventually, hopefully.
That'd be cool. I would actually like to see it back.
I just saw a
Yeah.
couple of videos of it. It actually does look cool. I like the cool like features that it has, like the me stamps. Be like, oh yeah, this is mine. This show's gonna be mine.
You can
these stamps
access a
would be so
private
cool.
beta of it. If you are a donator to WiiLink, you can access a private beta.
One day when we get ActionScript 2 working, we will have me stamps on the Wii Room shop.
It's gonna be so cool.
I know I
One
know a little
day.
bit of ActionScript too. I would help, but I don't know. I don't think I know enough to help. But I did a lot of Flash animations like back in the day a while ago.
Oh, so you did.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm bringing this up because I may need your help at some point with something done.
Oh no. Yeah, no. I did some ActionScript 2 and 3 stuff a while ago. I recently did something though with Flash like a couple months ago, but I forgot everything. But I remember watching a bunch of ActionScript 2 tutorials, and I remember reading a bunch of articles on it. I still have all the links somewhere.
Well,
Why
maybe
is-
you could help us if you look into it more.
Yeah, I can do that sometime.
You can become a WiiLink team member.
Yeah. I'm still always like, can you convert just ActionScript 3 to ActionScript 2, or is that just like out of the question?
I'm actually not too sure, but there's probably a
like-
way.
What if you just used ActionScript 3 on ActionScript 2? It just wouldn't work, right?
It won't work. No, it doesn't
Yeah,
load.
no.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, alright. Is there ActionScript 1?
I
I
would
don't know.
imagine.
I would assume.
Yeah, probably.
Would that work? Is that better than ActionScript 2?
It
might
be simpler.
It might be easier to find.
ActionScript 1
I disagree, honestly.
was.
I just think that you probably get more out of ActionScript 2.
Probably.
From
It probably has more features.
1998.
Yeah, no, you would.
Well, that's quite recent.
And then in terms of Flash, it sucks because the Wii's limited to freaking Flash 3.1 Lite.
Light, that's crazy.
No, it's
Yeah.
It's Flash 7.
Well, no, it got
Reroom has
updated.
Flash Player 7.
Oh, WiiRoom does not have Flash. That's why we haven't
It
been able
does.
to do any.
Yeah, it does.
But we tried it. It didn't work.
I meant the shop. The shop has Flash, not
The shop
the
has
website.
Flash. Okay, I was gonna say no, but the internet channel uses Flashlight 3.1, which is basically just Flash 8.
I thought that was 7.0.
Nah.
Really? Oh.
Nah, 3.1. Well, Light 3.1 is basically just 8 stripped down.
Oh.
Yeah. That was like the last update Internet Channel got.
I'm really surprised. The shop uses ActionScript 2. It's Flash. That's what it uses. On the WiiNama.
Yeah.
It has a whole API as well for the Mi stamps.
Whoa.
For everything too, like full system control.
Huh.
We're gonna
That's
hack your
really
Wii.
neat. Surprised that uses Flash.
I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. The shopping update happened in like 2010, I believe.
Yeah. So why didn't they use ActionScript 3? ActionScript 3 came out in 2006.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Nintendo
They were
being
developing
Nintendo.
it before that.
Says it was the last
It might
stable
actually be
release.
possible.
It was the last stable release of ActionScript, so maybe they were just like, oh, yeah, I guess we'll just use that, I guess.
Fair enough, honestly.
Honestly, none of the things they do really make a whole lot of sense, so who even knows?
I guess it doesn't ultimately matter since we weren't the ones developing it.
Well, I mean, now we are.
Yeah, I know. now we are, but still, like, they had the idea that no one was going to touch this. So,
how naive they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say that is time now. It's like 10:52, so we're done here. So, thank you all. Thank you guys for being on the first broadcast of SatellaNite, or just the first broadcast on SoundLink Plus and SatellaView Plus. And yeah, just thank you guys for being here and letting me interview you guys.
It was a pleasure.
Of course,
Thanks
yeah,
for
this
having
is
us.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for thank you. I'll hopefully this was the funnest conversation I've had like in a while. I've never laughed so hard about John WiiLink.
Oh boy.
He's back.
I know the John WiiLink lore.
But
yeah.
I don't know if I could ever speak to my parents again if they find out about this.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
If in the future my grandkids show me a picture of John WiiLink 24, I will just
Oski.
I will go back in time.
Look in GitHub log. Look in the GitHub log.
Look in GitHub log?
Look in GitHub log.
Yeah, everyone can see the GitHub log, right?
Yes.
Can I see the GitHub log?
Oh.
Yeah, you
No.
should be able to.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, what's this account? Block the account. Delete the.
Yeah, block the account.
Can I delete
I'm an
it? I can
account.
delete it.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Well, that's but yeah, no. So thank you so much for joining us today, and yeah, great conversation with you guys.
Yeah.
I never talked to you guys ever really, except for Gamer KGR. So it's great meeting you guys too.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure.
nice meeting you
I enjoyed
too.
it.
Yeah. All right.
This is the first time for me too doing a live show like this.
This is the first time for me doing anything live or planned live. I've done some tests and that was it. So.
Well, I do hope you continue to do more of these. It was pretty fun.
I'm definitely gonna fix the client tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna fix the client tomorrow with all the problems that I was getting in the beginning. But
Yeah.
everything worked out in the end. It seems like everyone ended up getting it to work, so that's good. But
Okay.
yeah. So you guys are free to go now. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you.
Thank you. It was nice coming on.
It's nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too.
All right. And that is the end of our show. I would just first like to say that I understand that for people that are listening to this recorded, I just want to say that for everyone that stuck through this and saw this entire timeline of the first ever SoundLink Plus broadcast, thank you for sticking around for the entire thing. For people that are listening to this recorded, for our first broadcast, that could have gone much worse, but that actually went pretty well. We had a rocky start at the first, but it worked itself out in the end, so I'm actually not that upset anymore. I had a great conversation with the WiiLink team. I've never really talked to them ever before, so being able to talk to them and get to know them is amazing. Not a lot of people get that opportunity, and they're really nice. So, join the WiiLink Discord server. Check them out, please. They're really nice, and the project's really amazing. But without further ado, I think it's time to end it for the night. So, like I said, for everyone that's been joining us, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sticking around the entire thing. And I just want to give a little bit of shout out. I want to give just a shout out to Ego, because I saw you suffering the entire time. I'm sorry. I'm gonna patch this up, the SoundLink Plus. I'm gonna work on the client tomorrow. I'm gonna hope to patch a couple things up, fix some problems. But yeah, thank you all so much for sticking around and tuning in. And I really hope to do more of these in the future. So that's all from me. I'll hopefully see you guys later. Good night.